Stop. We are live? I think we're live on YouTube right now.
Hello, YouTube.
Hi, YouTube. Let me just make sure. Just to make sure. I'd hate to record a bunch of shit and it doesn't go through. You ever done that, Wingman? You ever had any shows that, like, you guys didn't record because something messed up?
An entire
Yes.
show.
2.5 hours and you're done. All of a sudden you're like, oh crap, we never hit the record button. Of course, now it's easier with doing it live on Twitch, so you kind of know. But back in the old days of audio only, it happened a couple of times.
Imes, do we have a new sponsor this week?
Oh, I didn't think of anything funny.
Not the electric flashlight.
Electro flashlight.
We'll be sponsored. Or yeah, we actually got two sponsors, TXL and Hollywood Outsider.
Yeah.
50,000 from each, so we're set, guys. We don't have to work no more. We can all live off $100,000. Okay, yeah, we're live, guys. Okay, let's just get started. Hey, yo, edit this out.
You say that every time, and I never do.
Hey, guys, hey, welcome. Horrible Gamers Podcast, episode 54. We have our TXL Hollywood Outsiders mashup today, so we're just going to get into this. This might be an awkward show, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Today is May 23rd. Yeah, so leave us a voicemail, guys, 504-475-4497. Please leave us a voicemail. Or you can email us.
Sean, with your I'm Ron Burgundy. It's March 23rd, May 23rd?
I'm Ron Burgundy?
Burgundy?
What? Also, excuse Scott for interrupting me. A Horrible Gamers Podcast at gmail.com. Drop us a email. Or subscribe to us on YouTube. Yada, yada, yada. Twitter at Horrible Gamers. Horrible Gamers, everything. Yeah, we're horrible. We know it, and we'll fix that one day. So, let's get started today. I'm your host, Sean, also known as They Call Me Imes, or just call me Imes, whatever you want to call me. You call me Imes, they call me Imes. And I'm joined with, today, Brink of Eternity.
So why's the show got to be awkward?
Not that kind of awkward. I just mean awkward because we like put it all together and we got some hosts last minute.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Hi.
Oh, it's gonna be awkward because you're on actually.
Yeah, it's awkward now if it wasn't.
Okay, and we all know Brink, and no one really cares. Yada yada. Also, Rob from New Zealand, King of Zed.
Hello. How are you?
Pretty good, Rob.
I'm not here for long, so let's get into this.
Yeah, we're gonna get right into it. And Wingman from this Xbox Life, guys. Wingman 709. How you doing, Wingman?
Hey everybody, what's happening? How you doing?
Yeah, pretty good, dude. It's been a weird. I've been listening to you for years, so now you're like here. This is cool.
About time you had me on.
Yeah, man. We've been trying. We've been waiting for like a week.
55 episodes before you bring me on. What's up?
Oh, that's what a kick! Like, what a spit in the face. Honestly. we all came like together through you guys. So. Also, we got Scott Clark from the Hollywood Outsider.
What is happening, Sean? How you doing today, man?
What's up, man?
Hey, I'm sober this time.
Oh, not for long, or what?
Hopefully I'll be a little bit more sober this time. I wish Hook were here so I could, give him an apology for giving him such a hard time last time.
Yeah, he'll get over it.
Yeah, you don't need to
does, right?
apologize to him.
Yeah. Rob gives all of us a hard time. If you ever really listen to the way he talks to us, it's so rude half the time.
I mean, Hook normally passes out about 3/4 of the way through and can't remember a thing, so you're fine. He won't remember what you said last time.
Didn't he literally pass out last week?
Yeah, he did actually. First time.
That was impressive.
All right, guys. So let's just jump right into it. We're gonna talk The Witcher 3. Rob's on a time schedule. Scott's gonna have to hop out a little early as well. But let's talk Witcher 3 because I've been playing Witcher 3 all week. I've probably sunk like I've sunk about 12 hours into it. I haven't really done anything like at all. Like such a big game. Maybe I'll finish it by the fall. I hope. I don't know, man. So I've been playing it. Rob's been playing it. Scott's got some questions. Maybe Wingman and Brink got some questions. I'm sure Brink's gonna talk a lot of shit about it, and then he'll play it in like 6 months and love it. So.
Pretty much. That's my plan.
So let's talk Witcher 3. It's great, man. Anything else you guys been playing?
So So when you say you haven't done much, is this like Dark Souls where you've like been playing it for 12 hours and you've moved maybe 30 yards to the north?
No. The thing is, you get on a map. The map's humongous. You know when you're playing Far Cry, and you're zoomed in on the map, Far Cry 4, and you see all these chests, so you're going around getting them all, and then when you really scale out, you're like, oh fuck, there's a lot more chests than I thought. Like, it's kind of like this, but it's way bigger scope. When you zoom out, like your map's huge, and there's these little question marks. And
it's
if you go
deceiving because when you first get onto that Wild Orchard map, you think, oh, it's not that big. What are they talking about? And then when you actually scroll all the way back out, you see that it's just actually one corner of the map. And then the map all of a sudden explodes into this ginormous world that you at some point have to go visit every part of.
Yeah, it's very similar to I'd say like Dragon Age's map, where it's broken off into sections. Like Dragon Age, you start in that first area, you're like, oh, this is a decent sized game, and then you realize when you go to like other sections, there's bigger sections, but I think Witcher is much larger than that. It's supposed to be, oh shit, it's supposed to be like
2.2 kilometers. I heard something.
Yeah, like 56 miles.
I think it was 52. 52 square miles.
52 square miles.
And 3.5 times the size of Skyrim's overworld.
Yeah, that's about right. But it feels like that when you're running around. Although you do seem to travel quite quickly through the actual smaller maps that you get onto. I've only been to Wild Orchard and one other one, which I can't remember the name of right now. But there's just so much to do.
Same here, man. Same here. I've been like you might think the little like question marks aren't a big deal, but when you go over there and there's like a sunken treasure, you might find some good. Like I've been finding good like gear in those chests.
I haven't found any good gear, but I have been finding good schematics that will make good gear.
Yeah, so you might come across just a piece of paper, and you pick up the letter, and you just learned a new ability or a new crafting thing.
Okay, Iams, don't lie. How many hours have you spent in the brothel?
I don't know if there is a brothel yet. There's got to be, right?
There's several.
I haven't had no sex in The Witcher 3, man, if that's what you're asking.
Not even with yourself.
Wow, The Witcher 3, it's a difference.
Never mind.
I think it was that awkward part we were talking about.
It got weird.
It got weird, guys. Hey.
I haven't seen any brothels yet. I've been to one of the biggest cities, and I can't say I was looking for a brothel, but no, there were working girls, shall we say, hanging around the city after about 6 p.m. at night, asking odd questions, which now makes sense as to what you just said.
So the game looks like pretty nice. I guess a lot of people are comparing it to PC, and obviously PC is going to look better. There is actually this save glitch that my roommate keeps getting, which really sucks because he can't save his game. It won't manually save. It won't automatically save. He played for like 3 hours the other day and lost it all because it couldn't save. So he had no choice but to let himself die. Now that's kind of disappointing.
That's an irregularity more than anything, because I haven't had any issues like that.
I would say it's uncommon, but he's had it like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, so it'd be his game. He's done something to trigger it somehow, which can happen. I mean, yeah, Lego games are famous for that, but they will fix it. Project CD won't let anything go to. They won't not fix something like that.
Yeah, that's actually a big issue they're well aware of. If you just put save glitch for Witcher 3, it comes up like a bunch of articles. They're actually trying to work on it right now. They're trying to figure out a way to fix it. But there's also a thing that if you leave your game in suspend and resume mode, there's a chance you can get a corrupted save file.
Yeah, I haven't had that either. I haven't not turned Witcher 3 off since it came out. It's still on me.
And aren't you technically, wouldn't it be like if you were just sitting there with your Xbox on with it paused? Like, why would that cause an error?
I don't know, but even like Ori and the Blind Forest did that thing where you left it in suspend and resume, and when you came back, it was just a black flashing screen every time. Something happened.
There's another game that does it as well, which I don't think Dragon Age handles it very well.
Is it one of those games where it wants you to be signed into their servers, even though it's single player?
I don't think you sign into their servers. I don't recall signing into their servers. I don't think they have servers. They're only a small little outfit in Poland, though. They'd probably be lucky to have power.
There's something with that Suspend and resume. Wingman. There was a game a while back Rob was playing too, where the same thing. Whenever he left it in that, or no, his controller. Whenever it turned off and his game froze up, or some weird like that.
Yeah, that was Max and the Curse of the Brotherhood. I thought.
Yeah.
He had issues with that.
It was. Mm. But wasn't that more of a Xbox issue than the game issue?
Huh.
I don't know. I had the same issue on that one. I don't know what the deal was, but I have not seen it myself since then. I think he has, but he's one that always walks away and leaves his game on. Never shuts anything off. So could be the way the box goes into sleep mode or whatnot.
Interesting.
Yeah, because the suspend resume mode is such a fascinating thing. Such a little touch. It's something very simple, but it's just nice to turn your thing on and your game's just right there. Like right now, if I turn it on, my guy is standing wherever I left him. So
it's awesome. It's like you forget. You go to bed if you have forgotten to turn it off. Even if you have turned it off. I mean, I turn my Xbox off at night time and I'll come back and fire it up and go to Witcher 3 and he's still where I was. It's like, oh. Well,
it's one of those things that you don't realize how awesome it is until you don't have it, because I've actually been going back and playing something on Xbox 360 this week, and that's not there. And in Xbox 360, you can't even go back to the main menu without exiting the game.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
forgot
I mean?
that too. Yeah.
It's such a nice feature to be able to just pop in back and forth between these different applications. You can't even do that on an Xbox 360, much less just leave where you were.
I was playing 360 a couple of weeks back, and I actually forgot that if you drop back to the menu, your game stops. So I dropped back to the menu to do something, then went back to my game and thought, oh, that's right, it's lost my game.
Right. It's like you get used to it on Xbox One.
Yeah.
So can I ask you guys a couple questions about Witcher 3?
Fire,
Because
man.
I have not played it yet, but I'm immensely curious about it. I did not play the original Witcher. I have Witcher 2, but I played probably at most an hour or two on it, and I got frustrated with the complexity of the combat system. And I've heard they patched that. Red CD Projekt? Is it the name of the developer? Yeah. CD Projekt? Did a huge patch and they basically rehauled the whole combat system. But I'm curious what this game is about in terms of actual gameplay, because the only comments that I'm hearing about it are that it looks gorgeous, which is awesome, and that the world is immersive, and that the skill trees are super intricate, but I don't really understand what this game is about from a gameplay aspect. Can you guys tell me what it's like to play, what it's like to do the combat, what it's like, what's the play like?
So the fighting in Witcher 3, I played Witcher 2 and I actually never had issues with the fighting in that game. If you run into a battle in Witcher 3 and all gung-ho you will die very quickly. So you have to strategize a little bit. You've got to sort of roll in and check out the surroundings, see what's there, see where everyone is, because they will attack you 3 or 4 at a time and take you down pretty quickly if you let that happen. Okay. So you need to have it's best to read about the monsters that you're about to fight, so it has the biography of all the animals and creatures in the game and people as well, and so it helps to know what their weaknesses are. So sure. I think some ghouls or some other water creatures, they are susceptible to fire. So you put your fire magic on, I can't remember the actual name of it, and you utilize that to keep them at bay. And so you'll fire out your fire at them, and then as they're burning, you can move in quickly and take them down fairly quickly. But if you do run in head on, they will take you down. Even on the easy levels, you will get taken down if you are too gung-ho. So you need to stand back.
That sounds a lot like a Dark Souls or Demon's Souls.
It is like Dark Souls, but it's not as brutal as Dark Souls. So it's kind of on the easier side of a Dark Souls combat.
Okay.
I got destroyed in Dark Souls and could never get my head around it.
So do you think that Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
You do have to do a lot of jumping back and rolling around, so that you're not in the line of fire of 2 or 3 different monsters, because as I said, they will all come at you. It's not a GTA or previous games where if you're being attacked by one, everyone stands back and watches. They all come at you.
Okay. So you think this might be like a good catalyst to a more hardcore game like a Dark Souls or a Bloodborne to kind of get you used to that system and then...
Yeah, I think it could be.
Okay. I do, because it's very similar where you're dodging, you're swinging, you have to time your swings. If you just go in and start mashing the button, you're going to swing too early, and then you're gonna get hit. But you can take a lot more damage than you can in a Dark Souls. Dark Souls, you get hit one time or 3 times and you're out. This game, you can lock on your enemies. It feels very much like a Dark Souls game, but I couldn't get too far in Dark Souls because it was just way too hard. The Witcher is more streamlined for like your just like your average casual like RPG player, but it does have a very deep system if you want to dip into it. Very deep.
You can ramp up the hardness as well. I'm playing on one of the easier levels. My friend Andrew is playing on the second hardest level, and he has a lot harder time than well, he's probably a better gamer than me because I'm quite terrible, but he has a harder time with it because you have to strategize a lot more. So fights will take a little bit longer, and you do have to be very aware of what you've got in your inventory because you do have to keep your health up because you will lose it very quickly, as anything. But and yet, I really like the fighting system. I think it could actually help me go back and play something like Dark Souls or Lords of the Fallen at another point because it's teaching me to be smarter about my fighting. Whereas something like GTA, you just go in, you get in trouble, you pull out a gun and you shoot them. You don't have that. You don't have that option here.
That's encouraging to me because I actually have Bloodborne from GameFly right now, and I'm scared to death of it. To be perfectly honest, everyone just raves about how difficult this game is, and I have no idea what to expect, and I've been kind of putting it off on the back burner in lieu of other games. So that kind of sounds encouraging. That maybe that could get me into it a little bit, and then I could attack the more difficult game.
Witcher 2 is very much the same. It's probably a little bit more complex than Witcher 2, but the downfall to Witcher 2 was that it was brutal in terms of how it threw you into it. It threw you in halfway through a movie, and you were expected to know what to do. Whereas if you hadn't played Witcher 1, you really had no idea what you were doing.
Well, that was my next question in terms of the story of this, because I have not played the first or the second, but the reviews that I keep reading or hearing about on other podcasts are saying that you don't have to have played the first two in order to get this one. It's very much a self-contained story. Is that true?
I have
it. It is. Yeah. And so maybe I'm just a better person to answer that question, but it very much helps to know the previous story, but they touch on things that are in Witcher 1 quite a bit, particularly around someone who you're trying to look for, and a couple of the characters. She's one of the people you're looking for. There's a few characters that you end up looking for, and I imagine that certain characters from number 2 who are key characters in the game will appear at some point in this game. So I mean, Iams is probably better to answer that question because I have a fairly good knowledge of the previous story.
Yeah, I haven't played either of the other ones. I did watch the video on IGN. It was like The Witcher in 5 minutes. So it went over, real quickly over the first 2 stories. They do a good job of talking about what happened. So I'm getting an idea of what happened. They do this really cool thing where maybe Rob can help with this. There was an interview he did with you, and was he asking stuff about the old Witcher games and the choices you made?
Yeah, so that's pretty much checking to see if you've played the game before, and if you had, they ask you pretty key story questions that you'll remember, and you'll answer as to what you did. Like there was a question as to did you let someone live or die, and that's actually the ending to Witcher 2. So they're trying to find out how you entered Witcher 2, and then the game will progress further. I'm assuming this guy's going to show up at some point in the game if he's alive still. So yeah, the questions that are asking are very much based on Witcher 2, not so much Witcher 1, but again, it does give you a little bit of a background, but that's about as much background as you need, but it does help watching that 5-minute video that you watched.
Can you talk about this universe a little bit too? Because again, not familiar with it whatsoever, but I keep hearing comparisons to Game of Thrones, which is a HBO show that I adore. I love that show, and if it's that kind of density and story, that gets me really intrigued. Would you compare it to the Game of Thrones, or is it vastly different?
I've never watched Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it's got that deep drama, but honestly, I haven't really done much of the story. I did a couple missions, and I've been running around just to, like I said, to those undiscovered areas on the map. There's something in me right now. It's just telling me, go over there, go look for this chest, go do this. I haven't done a lot of the story stuff. The gameplay it's really good, man. It is good. If you want an RPG like Skyrim-ish, just a little more deeper than that. I mean, Skyrim was deep. I'm not saying it wasn't deep, but
I would say that. I'd say that this world is more brutal. It's very brutal in terms of Game of Thrones, so they have that same sort of cutthroat mentality. Whereas Skyrim probably is a little bit more teenage friendly. This game is not for teenagers, I would say, and particularly with some of the actions that happen. I mean, in some of the fights, when you get it right, you're chopping people's heads off. You're chopping half their body off. It's brutal in that respect, and some of the decisions that you have to make, and some of the decisions that you see made by the Nilfgaard, who are the one of the armies in the game. Was Nilfgaard a city? Nilfgaard might be a city. Anywho, one of the armies in there, because there's a war going on in the background that's sort of a backdrop to the story, but it's not what the war isn't what you're part of. The story that you're playing is not part of the war. But the army people are very brutal. I mean, you'll walk into a city and you'll a city or a small township, and you'll see people hanging from fence posts and stuff, because the army have been through there and they are punishing people for having an opinion.
Yeah, I do like some of the, like when you're cutting heads off, you might just fight a bunch of enemies, and when you're done like taking down this little camp of enemies, you'll see a head over there, a half a body over there, just parts of bodies just everywhere. Kind of like Shadow of Mordor, if you play that. It's kind of similar.
Love
a little bit. Yeah, it's a great game.
You said what I needed to hear.
Oh yeah, Wingman hates Shadow of Mordor.
I won't touch this.
That's something I need to hear too, because I hate that game.
I don't mean like the combat.
No, it's nothing like that game at all. It's just in terms of the brutality. The game is two complete polar differences. Polar apart.
I got a couple questions also. I was reading in a review recently that the exploration is great and there's cool stuff to see basically, but that you're not really rewarded for that exploration like you are in other RPGs where you'll travel several miles out in the middle of nowhere and you'll just find a chest and maybe get some loot. Is there any truth to that? Have you found anything cool exploring that has helped you in the game? Yeah, dude. Actually, when you go find those, like I'm saying, there's a bunch of question marks. You go over there. Either it could be like this magic stone where you absorb its power, and when you do that, you get an ability point right off the bat. So I mean, if you find those, you get ability points, like a bunch of them. As far as you finding loot, I keep finding loot, and it's a little better armor, a little better swords. You find those schematics for building other weapons and other stuff. Like you're only gonna find those for discovering it.
The thing I've noticed is that the game is very careful about what weapons it gives you. It isn't trying to make you super powerful too early on. So at the moment, I've put 15 hours into the game. It hasn't been as much as I wanted to, but anyway. And I'm only up to level 4, and it isn't giving me weapons that are making me too powerful. So like this game would be completely ruined if you found a sword early on that just massacred anything. So it's very careful about what it's giving you. I would say the reward isn't always obvious when you go into one of those caves, because I'll go into a cave and I'll get all these crappy weapons, but I'll pick up the schematic that I can't do anything with. But it's not until I find the bits that I need for that schematic to make that, whether it be a sword or a pair of boots or a shield or not a shield, he doesn't use shields, armor, and that's probably where the advantage is later on. So the stuff that you're finding might not be very useful to you at the time, but at some point later on, that weapon, that schematic is going to come in very useful.
Okay, and in regards to finding a thing that you can use to get a skill point, how deep is the skill tree? Are there multiple skill trees that affect your combat? And also, as far as the fire thing that comes out of your hand, are there other types of magic you can do, or are you relying on different potions and stuff to give you those abilities?
So Geralt, who is a Witcher, which is obviously what the game's called, he's more of he's a monster hunter, but he does have a very small ability to do some forms of magic. So he's basically got 4 magic skills. One's a mind bending one. He has fire, which is the main one that I use. He has a pushback, so you can fire out and push enemies away, which becomes very useful when you're being surrounded. And the fourth one, I forget what it is. It's not one that I use very often. So he has 4 magical abilities that you can progress as you get on. And in terms of the skill tree, there are 4 sections to the skill tree that are each very deep.
Like you might have one just for your heavy swing or your lighter swing, and then you have like 5 points to that. So you can put 5 points just in your making. Like I put 5 points in my fast attack, just my quick thing already. Yeah, but you level up very slow, man. Very slow. I think I'm level 6.
Is that the only time you get a skill point? Is when you level up?
No. When you find those things, you get
Or
skill
that.
points. Yeah.
So the skill points, they do build up if you kind of forget to use them, because I often do. I don't level up too often, and I actually forgot that you do get skill points from those stones that you find. So that kind of explains why I had a whole bunch of them when I went into it the other day.
So, in what ways can you make your character feel like your own, and not just every other Geralt? I mean, can you just change your outfits? Can you get a haircut? Can you dye your hair? Can you dye your clothes? That type of thing.
One of the things that Red City Project are doing is free DLC. So there are going to be 16 bits of DLC that they release for free, and 2 of them came out this morning, today. And the 2 that came out today one was called Beard and Hair Set. I don't necessarily know what it does. I don't know if it means I can change his hairstyle, it changes his beard style, because there is dynamic beard growth, as we discussed the other week.
That's honestly a selling point for me. I just think that's so cool.
In the very beginning of the game, you got a grown beard. You go to this area and they make you shave. Like to meet this guy, you have to shave. So you get shaved, right? And then from that point, every time you see a cutscene, you'll have a little more hair. A little more.
And it does grow. It does. Yeah, it grows. But at the moment, my Geralt has a full-on beard. I don't know if I can shave it or not, but the set that came out today would suggest that I can change his beard style and his hairstyle. There was a new set of armor that I got as well. In terms of the armor around the place, man, you find so much different forms of armor. You can change. There'll be generic Geralts out there, but there will be people out there who customize the crap out of their Geralt and go out and look for these schematics and try and get a different color. And I don't think you can control the colors that the schematics make, but it's customizable. But at the end of the day, Geralt's Geralt. It's always going to be the same character, but you can make him look a little bit different.
Yeah, you're a Witcher, man. It's like nobody likes you. They literally spit on you as you're passing, just like spitting on you, calling you like a freak or whatever. But they want you to help them come in and like slay these. I mean, I've seen some pretty cool monsters, man. I mean, there was like this dragon with like ram horns on it. He just came down. He was like a level. No, he didn't even have a level. He had question marks. Instead of showing a level, it had question marks. He came down.
That's when you run, dude.
I couldn't run, dude. He was flying. He landed down and killed me.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah. Does this entice any of you guys?
No, I definitely want to play this game. It's not something I'm planning on jumping on right away, but it's going to be like I did with Dragon Age, where I kept it for when I needed that type of game. And I think I will play it, and I'll probably enjoy it quite a bit. I like the whole premise. I like the way it looks. I like how you talk about the combat, where you have to do your timing and that kind of deal. Like, I love that. I'm glad it's not you just hold A and swing your sword.
Yeah, you have a heavy and a light attack, and if you go in there just swinging, you'll be missing the enemies, and then they'll hit on. Just like in Dark Souls, you swing too early, and then they hit you afterward. Like you know it right away when you swung. Like, I swung too early.
Yeah. And is there parrying and blocking and that type of deal?
Yeah. So it has a very good counter deal with the attack. So you do need to parry, and if you parry at the right time, you'll push their weapon away, and you'll get a free strike at them, and you can do some significant damage during that point. So if you get your timing right, the game rewards you.
I did one where I parried, I hit the sword away, then I just kicked the guy in the chest and then cut his head off.
Yeah. That's when you get the timing right.
In slow motion. Yeah, it was awesome. Pretty good.
I'm like right on the fence on this game. I was this close today, going to the store and picking it up because I got some gift cards to cash in, and I've just been holding off because I got such a backlog. But man, the more I keep hearing people talk about this, the more I need to play this game. It just sounds immensely intriguing to me. But
it is. It's a big game. So if you're ready for that commitment,
yeah,
I'd say yes. If you're like, oh, I got a couple games coming out, I'm playing a couple games right now, maybe you could wait. Do you guys like Hearthstone?
yes.
There's a game in here. I haven't played it yet, but I've been hearing from multiple people that is as good as Hearthstone. So
like Quart or something. Is that what
it's called? Gwent, I think.
Gwent.
So there's like cards. You're actually going around when you meet them. I haven't played it. I didn't want to. It's too complex. I didn't want to learn a whole game inside of a game right now. But when you're walking around and you find merchants, sometimes they have a card or two for sale. You can buy it for your deck, which is kind of cool.
You need to do that because once you get to that second city, you just get destroyed in those games. I won my first one, and then the next I haven't won one since because my deck just sucks.
Your what?
My deck. My deck cards.
Oh boy.
Nice. Name of the show. Deck cards.
My deck of cards.
My deck's
All right, so I got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
I'm not an RPG type of guy, but I've just actually started playing Neverwinter, and I actually really like it. And I'm considering to actually dive into Elder Scrolls. Is The Witcher that type of game, or is it something other different than what Neverwinter or Elder Scrolls is?
Well, it's definitely not an MMO. Actually, Neverwinter is a very complex game. It took me a couple hours to even understand what was going on. But, I mean, Neverwinter is more of just going around doing endless, like, fetch quests in a sense, but just getting XP, getting XP. Witcher is more about the story, I guess, and exploration. And just, you're not really in it for the leveling up because, like I'm saying, you're gonna level up maybe once every 2 or 3 hours. Very slow. It's not gonna scratch that same itch.
Yeah, I've seen somebody posted a picture in the group, and it was that a side quest in The Witcher 3 has more deep of a story than the entire game of Destiny, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah, it's also fair.
Awesome.
Well, that's not saying much against Destiny.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But those fetch and grab side quests, those get old real quick. I mean, that's what I've been doing in Dragon Age recently, and I'm just like, man, I kind of just want to do the story for a while. But I hear the side quests in this game are actually keep you interested, and you want to find out what happens and that type of deal, which is really cool.
Dude, there's some interesting quests, and there's definitely some interesting monsters that you'll be slaying, and then you'll grab their tongues and throw them in your bag. I don't even know what half the shit does. I'm just looting shit and sticking it in a bag. Tongues, heads, brains, bones, plants, whatever. I don't even know where my
body parts.
I know that you can.
They're worth nothing later.
I have no idea, man. I haven't really dug into the crafting. There's a lot of stuff to like get to learn if you really want to.
Is there a limit to how much you can carry? Do you have to encumbered or whatever?
You get over-encumbered, like walking slow?
Yeah, that happens a lot. You do have to. Yeah, I need to find out what a lot of that stuff does because there's a lot of alchemy stuff that you pick up along the way, and I need to be using it so that I can stop overburdening myself so quickly.
Yeah, see, if you're playing on normal or below, you can meditate at any point, and when you meditate, you just choose a time that you want to, like, I want to, meditate till noon or midnight, whatever. You come back and you have all your health back, and you have if you have any bombs or potions, or certain potions, they'll regenerate. Other than that, if you're playing on hard, like my roommate's playing it on hard, like he doesn't have that, he can just eat bread and apples and all that shit and get a little bit of. You get so little health from eating stuff. It's not even funny.
As Conan and Brian pointed out, chicken sandwich.
Yeah. Chicken sandwich, man. Yeah, it has chicken sandwiches. I ate a bunch of those.
Has anyone had sex on a unicorn yet?
No, that happens quite later on in the game. I assume.
You think they stick it up front?
Like the boss fight.
The boss fight. It's your reward for killing a boss.
No.
It just sounds dangerous. There's a certain thing on those unicorns that you want to stay well away from.
Yeah. Depends on how you go at it.
Yeah, maybe you don't. Maybe you like that sort of thing. I don't know.
Just make sure, yeah, you're on the back end of the unicorn and not on the front end, because that could end badly for you.
No.
Anything, what else you guys want to talk about Witcher? Anything? Any questions? Because I've absorbed so much in this last couple of days. It's all a blur. Like I forgot what I've done.
The dynamic weather in the game is brilliant.
Yeah. Yes.
Really well done. It's like you'll start a mission. Like you'll see the storm coming as you're going into a town, and then you'll start a mission. And most missions are pre-recorded, so you know they play the cinematic that doesn't necessarily take in the surroundings. But you'll start a mission, and you'll still see that storm coming whilst you're setting up the prologue for the mission. And then you'll go into that mission, and you'll walk right into the middle of that storm. So that I just find those little things really add to the atmosphere of the game, and it does very well. It does a very good job at creating a fantastic atmosphere.
All right, yeah, let's get into this. I was talking about this earlier. I've been watching these comparison videos. Yeah, I watch them just for the fun of it when I'm bored. My wife's shopping, I'm in the parking lot, whatever. So I watch these graphics comparison videos, and the first one I watch is by IGN, and they showed PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Now the PC and PS4 versions looked pretty similar. They both look very pretty, and then it would show the Xbox One version. It just looked like a blurry. It was like going from a current gen game to a game on the 360. It was that drastic. And then just today, I watched the Digital Foundry video between the PS4 and the Xbox One, and they look literally identical. So I'm like, what's going on here? It makes no sense. So my question is, graphically, how does this game compare to all the other games we currently have on current gen?
I say it looks pretty good, man. It took me a while to get used to the frame rate in the beginning. The cutscenes are a little bit choppy. It does have some motion blur. I turned my TV settings on smooth. I put that smooth, that smooth motion, whatever, true motion, like all the way up, which is, it's okay in this kind of a game. I could do it because I don't have to shoot. I don't need the precise aiming, but it looks good, man. I mean, some of it looks like tremendously better than a lot of stuff I've seen.
Like, is it prettier than Dragon Age?
Dragon Age is more of a stale world. Dragon Age looks really pretty. You're in some areas that look like spectacular, but it's a very static world. Witcher is a more like living world. When you're running around the trees look real. The way, like what Rob's saying, all of a sudden you'll hear the wind just. You'll feel the trees start picking up, and they're blowing everywhere, and then it'll just start raining on you, and it feels like you're in a storm.
So it's prettier on a whole other level, basically.
It is, and this is a game that plays better if you're using a headset, because you pick up on a lot of things that you wouldn't necessarily pick up on a soundbar or on a surround sound unless you've got it up really loud. I find this game is really immersive when you're playing it with the headset. And in terms of how it looks, for me, I think this is the best looking game that I've seen on Xbox One as a whole. I think there are aspects of Dragon Age that do look better. Some of the long shots in Dragon Age are amazing, but then in the very first scene in Witcher, I took a couple of photos of just standing out on the balcony, looking out across the mountain range, and that was they were done really well. So I do think it's better than Dragon Age on a whole, visually. It's certainly the best looking game I've played, and this is the best game I've ever played on console.
The best game you've ever played on a console.
Yeah.
It's good, man, because this is the game you said that was going to do that. I'm glad. I'm really glad that it lived up to your expectations, because you've been saying this ever since it started like pushing it off.
After Dragon Age, I was really worried because Dragon Age didn't live up to my extremely high expectations. But Witcher 3 has delivered further than what I was expecting.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I mean that's The Witcher. I give it 2 thumbs up. I have not done much in this game. It's gonna take me a while. I'll be playing this at least until Batman comes out, which I got a PC code for that, so hopefully I'll have that running. I'll be able to play Batman.
And Brink, here's the selling point for you. I just got a message from Andrew, who's watching on our live stream. The beard and hairstyles you can change to what you want. So if that's the point you're waiting for, then it's been told to me that it happens.
That's good news. Just hearing about the epic size of this game, it's a little daunting. That's why I say I want to save it. I gotta have like a month cleared out just to devote to this game, because I can't play a game like this for a few days and then move on to something and then come back, because I'll forget what happened. I'll forget all the controls, and it just completely pulls you out of the immersion.
No, this is definitely a game you want to set a good chunk of time aside for. I mean, I don't expect to be playing anything else full time until August, September. This will be me done for a long time.
I'm looking at. It looks like looks like if you just streamline the story, it's actually only about 30 hours.
But even so, streamlining that's a long time just for the story alone.
Yeah,
that's longer than most stories out there.
The Rushed. Somebody who speed runned it, 29 hours 7 minutes.
Good grief!
That's still a long time.
Yeah,
I'm expecting at least 200 hours before I finish the story. And you can still play this game after you finish the story, unlike Witcher 2, where you finish the story, you're done. That's it. The story game finishes.
That's what it. I think it did that in State of Decay. I finished it, and it's kind of like, I don't know. I don't like when games, the last mission comes and you're not sure it's the last mission, but once you're in it, it's like, oh, the game's over. I kind of wanted to take my time, you know. It's not like they said, oh, this is the point of no return, like some games do. Just like Dragon Age did that to me. I got in the last mission, I didn't know it was, and then the game was over, and I was like, oh, I don't really want to go back now.
Witcher 2 did that. You go into that what turned out to be the last mission, thinking, there's a couple of things I want to go back and do. Maybe it did warn you. I can't remember, but I know that I finished that game and I couldn't go back and do some things that I didn't do. Okay, so The Witcher 3, man, you guys play it. Brink, you might want to wait because you're playing Dragon Age right now. It's like the same kind of commitment. And to go from that to Witcher, man, that's an overload. Understand.
Yeah, man, what I've been doing with that is just doing like half. I'll have this allotted time to game, and I'll just do half of that Dragon Age, and then half whatever other game I need to get done, and that's been working pretty well. So,
anything else, Rob?
I'll do something similar
on Witcher.
No, don't think so. I think we've discussed it pretty well. I mean, if you're into RPG fantasy games, and this will tick all the boxes. By all means, if you're a Skyrim fan, you'll probably love this game.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, sold. You sold me.
It's easy to sell stuff to Scott, man.
Yeah, I'm an easy sell.
Someone sold him on Bloodborne. You know, he said he only got through the first 5 minutes.
I've just got a message from the hospital, so I have to go.
Okay, Rob.
We will catch you guys next time. Good to meet you, Scott, and nice to see you.
Nice to meet you, Rob. Hope everything goes okay, man.
Take care, Rob.
Sweet. Cool.
Bye, Rob.
See you later, Rob. Scott, you got a jam pretty soon?
Pretty soon. I got a couple minutes left. I'm just waiting to hear word, but I can still go if you don't mind.
Sure, man. If you want to talk, if you guys want to talk about what you've been playing, man, go for it.
I haven't been playing too much new. I told you last time I was there. I'm just still working through Far Cry 4. Second time through that. I actually just finished up all but 5 of the achievements right before I hopped on here. So right at the tail end of that, I plan on hopping back into Bloodborne a little bit, and apparently now Witcher 3, which I'm gonna probably have to pick up sometime.
So you're an achievement guy. Wingman's an achievement guy. Wingman, what's your score? Like 200,000?
I'm not an achievement guy, but yes, I just busted 200,000 recently.
I'm not an achievement guy. I just busted 200,000. Okay.
I just happen to have a ridiculous gamer score.
I'm an achievement guy, and I just hit 110. So.
Yeah, but Wingman's buddies, man, they're the achievement hounds, and they got some high scores, I think.
Yeah, they take it.
Yeah, all 3 of them are over 400,000. So. But they don't play games that fun. They play to points, and the reason I'm at 200,000 is because I used to, back when we were the original Xbox podcast, and Kyle and I were doing that show with Brun. You know, Kyle and I got into a competition, and he was always talking about how he was going to be ahead of me, and I took the challenge. It was like a week later, I was ahead of him and tried to stay there, and I just got tired of playing games for points, and I'd play garbage games, so I gave up on it. And so, I mean, that drove me way up the food chain. And then I stopped doing it. Now I'll still go for achievements, and I do enjoy doing achievements, but it's only in games that I really enjoy. So, but yeah, the Achievement Hounds, they play for points. I
got 1,000 points
enjoy
on
the
the Montana game, so I have no shame.
Yeah, Wingman got.
So I never did that, but I did do the Avatar, but that was only 2 minutes.
You got 100% of the Titanfall ones.
Wow, that's impressive.
That took a lot of time.
Gen 10, man. Rep that shit, man. Gen 10, baby.
That's right, but it was all boosted, so it
I got
still
the
took
Gen-
a long time to do that stuff.
I got to Gen 1.5.
Yeah, it's about where I was. 1.5. The game's
That's
so
fun,
good, though.
Now, did you guys play it? So you guys played it when it first came out.
Yep.
And then, did you ever go back to it?
I haven't yet, but I would love to. I'd love to. My problem is with a multiplayer game like that is the reason I jumped on it so early on is because everybody that was in it wasn't an expert on it already. So I felt like I was a little bit of an even keel with everybody. You know what I mean? I'm not like the best first-person shooter player. So I like games that have more of a even Steven aspect to them. And since everyone was brand new to Titanfall when that came out, I went headstrong into it. I got to, was it 50 or level 50 to get to the first next gen? Is that what it is? Got that, and it was feeling really good. Started over, really liked the progression. I haven't touched it since, and I know that if I went in there, I'd just get my butt handed to me nonstop.
Well, they've added so much stuff to that game that if you went back today, it's completely different. It's like it's a complete game now. It's like this is what should have shipped. But they have a mode in there now called Frontier Defense. It's a horde mode. So you go in there with 3 other buddies and you're taking on AI and you're just trying to defend this like one tower, and they send in the troops and the Titans at you, and oh my goodness, and you will rank up so fast in that mode, and that's what really propelled me. I think I went from like Gen 5 to Gen 6 in like one day, just from that mode. It unbelievable, and I just kept going. It got me hooked. So if you haven't played it in a long time, go back to it.
We should put together a group because it's fun to play, but it's more fun to play with people that you know.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
We should organize something there, Iams.
No, I'm good.
Oh, you don't like Titanfall?
No, it's nothing against Titanfall. I would be down for a couple games, but it's like right now I got the games that I'm about to play and are playing are so dedicated. But I'd be down to play like a couple hours maybe.
Yeah.
That would be kind of fun.
We'll have Rage Quit by then anyway. So it's
when it first came out, we set up a TXL versus the HGP things. We had a Mark and a couple of his guys on one squad, and then us on the other, and we played some deathmatch and stuff. It was kind of fun.
Nice. I miss the days of online multiplayer that is evenly matched. You can call me an old fart, whatever, but I love Gears of War because nobody has any advantage outside of skill. That game is perfectly balanced. The levels are exactly mirrored to each other. Nobody, no matter how many hours you put into it, you're not having better weapons. You're not having any better loadouts. It's just skill against skill, and I love the purity of Gears of War online multiplayer.
Well, I feel like what that came down to was back then they weren't trying to sell you on getting better gear in multiplayer.
Right.
So now you can just pay to get that OP gun and just own everybody, even if you don't have the skill.
Yep.
Yeah, there's something about progression that I like. I like to unlock stuff. I think that's the most exciting thing about Call of Duty is just constant sounds. Like even Witcher, when you beat a side quest, or you play a side quest and you finish it, however, there's this sound. It's just like in Skyrim when you beat something, it's like oh, ah, ah.
Yeah.
It's very similar to that. Very pleasing, man. It just
Can you recreate that sound with your mouth?
What?
Like just make the. What does it sound like right now?
I don't remember. It's very similar to that Skyrim one. It's just rah. Just like with like a drum behind it, like real quick. It massages that right spot of the brain where you just need to be stimulated. It's great, man.
That sounds great.
And Call of Duty does that too. It's constantly making sounds and throwing shit at you. So you're like, it's good. You know?
Crackdown does that.
Crackdown?
Hitting those orbs, man. Oh my gosh.
I know.
Crackdown's probably the best game on the 360, man.
Yeah, I'll probably play the new one. Just by the time I was like really even thought about it, it was when they gave you that Crackdown. Oh, hey Scott, man. Oh, say goodbye, man.
I started to bail on you guys, but I do gotta go. I got company coming over, so thanks so much for having me.
Mark, nice to meet you.
Brink, nice to meet you finally.
You too.
Hope to chat with you guys in the near future. Have a nice night, okay?
Hey, where can these guys find you?
Oh, we are at the Hollywood Outsider podcast. Our website is thehollywoodoutsider.com. We've got a Facebook group, which is the Hollywood Outsider. Please check us out. We got a pretty decent podcast, all about movies, TV, entertainment, that kind of thing. Give us a shout, and we have an upcoming game podcast called The Gaming Outsider, which we actually launched a pilot episode today, which will be up on our group here in the near future. Trying to get some feedback from people to see what they think about it, and hopefully that'll be launching on or around E3 time. So keep an ear out for that.
I'll be looking forward to that.
Thanks so much, guys. Have a good evening, okay?
Hey, later, Scott. What were we talking about? I forgot already. We were talking about Titanfall. Okay.
Crackdown.
Crackdown.
Audio stimulation.
Was Crackdown like very similar to like the Saints Row 4? That's what I heard.
Yes, yeah, it's kind of that open world superpower, and you got to go after the orbs and stuff, and it powers you up. I actually think Saints Row 4, they stole that from Crackdown, but it's just crazy over the top fun, man, and you can co-op it. You ever play it, man? Just let me know. I'll boot my 360 up and put it in. I'll run around with you.
It's a co-op thing.
Yeah, you can play it in co-op or single player.
Yeah, because I'm looking forward to seeing about whatever the new one is. I definitely will. I can already tell you I'm pretty much already sold on it. So hopefully they show that at E3. This E3 could be like knowing that the consoles have been out for how long have they been out? Almost 2 years. A year and a half? Wow, dude, time flies, man. I remember when you guys had the on TXL. I remember when you guys had all the community on, and you had that like 5 months till launch deal. It seemed like not that long ago.
Man, I listened every week. I was so hyped for the Xbox to come out. I listened to you guys talk about it. Get all excited while I'm driving around in my truck at work.
Dude, I remember that. It's like 5 months. It's going to come out in 5 months. We're like, oh, 5 months is so long. And then now we've had it for a year and a half, and that's crazy.
Crackdown, though. Just to go back to that real quick, that game always really interested me from a distance, and I really, really wanted to like it and get into it. I mean, I liked the lightheartedness of it and the pacing of it and all that. What frustrated me the most was the controls. For some reason, I just could not click with the controls, and I'm looking forward for them to reveal a new one. And I know it's just going to be improved in every single way, and I'm pretty excited about it. Hopefully we'll see that at E3.
Yeah,
I hope so. That was the best news, in my opinion, from last year.
Yeah, everyone was excited. It seems like the people who really loved Crackdown, it's like, I've heard on a lot of podcasts that it's like, oh, Crackdown, they announced a Crackdown. It's going to be like Sean Freeman from ZombieCast and Knuckleballer. He was all excited. He's a gamer. He doesn't game. He's not like us and just game every day, but he was super excited about Crackdown. And I've heard a couple other people, too, who are just like, Crackdown. So I'm like, what am I missing? What am I missing? I guess I'll learn, man, soon enough.
Yeah, you heard that, right?
Was that?
Did you hear that?
Yeah, what is that?
Just the orb.
Oh, it's got that. Oh, so it's got that. That's what gets you on. This is sounds.
That's my text. I even got the agility orb from Xbox. That's my text message sound. I've had that forever.
I remember that when that guy was wearing the shirt, didn't it? Or was it? What was it? Was he wearing a shirt, or was it something on? There was like a banner, and it had like the Crackdown logo somewhere in there.
It was on the dashboard for the Xbox One.
Oh, that was it, and everyone was speculating. Is it going to be?
That was back during that May preview.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I can't.
That's what we were talking about on development. Those previews, you know, when they put that dashboard up, that's everything that's on that dashboard is there for a reason. They don't, you know. So I knew it was not a mistake. I knew Crackdown was coming when I saw that.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. They don't just put random shit on there.
Hey,
Right.
Brunswick is in our YouTube chat here, and he says some people have been asking if they should go with The Witcher 3 or Dark Souls 2. What would you do if you could only get one?
Okay, Brun. Hey, what's up, Brun? It depends. If you're a glutton for punishment, if you want a challenge, you want Dark Souls. If you want story and exploration, then you want Witcher. Dark Souls is way too hard for me. I didn't get very far into it, and it's very complicated in a way where you legitly have to be like a master at that type of game. It's some sort of like.
So it's not something you play to relax, whereas Witcher is in a way.
No, it might take you 2 hours to get through like 50 feet. Like you're fighting trying to get past these enemies, and yeah, if you want a challenge, yeah, that's what I'd say. If you want the challenge, you want Dark Souls. If you want Witcher is not super easy, but it's definitely more accessible to your average gamer. I play it. I'm not the best at games at all.
Cool.
Yeah, I appreciate Brun stopping by. That's pretty awesome. That's because Wingman told him to. Thanks, Wingman. What have you been playing, Wingman?
I just told our community that I was on here, so.
Yeah, nobody wants to come and watch our YouTube thing. It's too weird. We got to set up a Twitch thing like you guys got. We might have to find a way to do that. We might have, like, even if we got to use Skype. We just had so many problems with Skype that it was becoming an issue. But I mean, it seems like this is a little more stable, but the whole streaming to YouTube thing kind of sucks because you have to go on the YouTube page and keep refreshing the page, and nobody wants to watch us on YouTube. Sad face. So, Wingman, what have you been playing, dude?
I've been out of town a lot lately, but when I have been around, the only thing I'm playing right now is Neverwinter, which really is surprising me because I am not an RPG player. It's just, and I am so lost in this game. I just, there's so many things I don't get and don't understand, but yet I'm having a blast. My only complaint about this game is I want my horse to be faster because I'm so tired of going back and forth, and it just takes forever. That is one reason why I don't like these types of games is just constant wandering around, and you're always going back and forth through the same area. And I think that's one thing I thought about this the other day. You know, first-person shooters always get kind of a bad rap because they're so on rails or linear, and you don't get that exploration. But in that, I'm always going into something new. I'm always going in. You're never backtracking. You're always going into a new room, a new environment, a new building, a new city, whatever. On these things, yes, you do get to progress from different areas, but it's like you're in an area and you go back and forth so many times until you're done with all your, like you said, quest fetch, in that section, and then you get to move on to the next area. Then you just repeat the same thing. So I get so tired of walking back and forth, but that's like my only complaint on the game. I can't believe how much I'm enjoying it, and I'm surprised that I'm actually considering pre-ordering Elder Scrolls. But I really don't know if I want to do that. I'm really worried about it. I don't want to put the money down. I'm very
man.
About it. And that's not me. So I'm kind of. I think I want to just hang out with Neverwinter and just keep playing it because first of all, it's free. To dump $60 into something that's not my genre, I don't know.
Man, this is why I don't understand why more games like this have not adopted the wonderful, beautiful system in Diablo where you just press right on the D-pad and teleport back to whatever town you're in at the moment.
Oh, Diablo's awesome.
In Neverwinter, yes, I believe you need a special item that's like a one-time use. in order to teleport back to that town.
Yeah, there's teleportation items. I think you have to buy them. I did get a couple. It takes you back to the Protector's Enclave, but then I used it like twice and they were gone. And I think you can buy more, but I'm not sure where, and I'm not sure if it's with real money or not, or with in-game money. But yeah, it needs that, because sometimes I'm like, I'm trying to do something, and I had the same thing. I actually played Destiny last night because I was going through some of the House of Wolves.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually played that last night, and it's the same thing with Destiny. It's the same way. It's like you're going through the same thing over, back and forth, and Bron made a good point yesterday when I was playing with him. He's like, oh, so their new maps on the second DLC is just to make you go backwards through the ones you've already gone through. Yep. And I was like, he's right. All these are just going backwards through maps we've already played.
It's a trick.
And you're just going, and it's just like, I'm so tired of going to orbit. Then why do you have to load to orbit, and then you got to load to the tower or to the reef? It's like it's twice you have to load into an area, which I'm like, oh, it just annoys me.
I think what it's really doing while it's loading is actually matchmaking. And that's why it takes so long, because obviously it should be able to load the assets of the tower almost instantly. It's a tiny little area, but it has to matchmake you into that social space behind the scenes. So it's just showing you flying.
Even going to space or into orbit, it's just you. But it takes, and you got to do that, and then you're like, oh, well, where do you want to go? Why can't if I just say I'm going to orbit, why can't I just set my destination and go there? I don't care to see the spaceship. To me, that's all fluff, and I'm not sure what they're doing in the background, but I'm like, so right now, like with Destiny, I'm getting close to finally hitting level 30, and now I'm trying to do all this running around looking for helium to get the stuff upgraded. And I hate doing that stuff. It's like, oh, you got to go find all these elements, but then you got to fight all these guys, and it's like, I just want to get it and move on. It's so all the back and forth is driving me nuts in that game too. So
it's a very grindy.
Yes, and I hate grinding stuff out, and that's why I'm worried that Neverwinter is going to turn into the same type of thing.
What level are you in Neverwinter?
Am I still here?
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
You dropped and came back.
Oh, okay. All of a sudden, everything just went like, show's over.
Oh, you cleared up, though. Your voice cleared up a little bit.
Okay.
It might have been on lag.
Oh, it could be on. It's probably on my side. But, I get tired of the grinding. I don't want to do that all the time. I just want to play and have fun, and I don't know if Neverwinter is going to turn into a grind, and that's why I don't know if I want to put the money on Elder Scrolls, but I kind of feel that itch to play something new, and there's nothing coming out till September is the first time a game comes out that I have any interest in buying. So I got nothing to play this whole summer.
I think the point of Neverwinter is the grind. Whoa! Now I got
Echo.
Oh, I went away. I think the point is the grind. I think that is the point. I'm not sure. MMOs, same thing with Destiny. It's all about the grind. Like, when you go to this area, those enemies will be there. Go a little further, those same enemies will be over here. It's just like, I think Elder Scrolls would be the same, but it looks like it'd be a lot bigger, and it would obviously look a lot nicer than Neverwinter.
I got to level 16 or 17 in Neverwinter, and it is the same thing as Destiny. You're running back to the same areas, grinding on the same enemies, just doing side missions so you can rank up and whatnot, or get materials. So, what level are you at Neverwinter, Mark?
I think it's 41.
Wow.
Okay, so here's my question to you. I know from the little experience I have with it that those stupid tyrannical lock boxes are irresistible. So I want to know. Oh, I think we lost him.
Mark bought some. I think Mark bought some.
So I want to know how much real-world money you've spent so you can open up some tyrannical lock boxes.
Okay, well, just I lost half of that. Just as you started the question, everything I got booted from it, but it
I
logged me
was just
back in
saying,
here.
because I know from the little experience I have that those things are irresistible. They pop up. They're so pretty. It tells you what you could possibly win inside of them. And it's real hard not to just be like, okay, I'll just spend a few bucks. I'll get a key. I'll open this one lockbox and see what I get. So how much have you spent on this game?
I have only spent $10 because my biggest concern is I got sucked into that on Mass Effect 3 in a big way. And I don't even want to know how much money I spent on Mass Effect 3, those Spectre boxes. But these things, yep, I had like 84 of those Fell Dragon boxes, all purpley. Hey, legendary items. And I'm like, I kept just getting rid of them because I'm like, I know if I start buying something, I'm going to continue to do it. I've been there. So, but I wanted a mount. I got so tired of, so I'm like, you know what? Let me just, what's the cheapest amount of money I can spend? And at the time, I think all I could find was like $10. I think there is 5 now. I think I did see that. It's kind of hidden at the bottom. It's not in the top where it should be, but there's like $10. So I'm like, I buy 10. I spent $10. Got like 9 keys is all I got for $10. And I opened up 9 boxes, and I'm like, I didn't get nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a bunch of stuff, but it's like there's nothing here that I'm like, oh, this was awesome. This was worth it.
Right? Crafting stuff.
Yeah, it's stuff I don't even. And at the time, I had no idea what it even is. So there might have been something good, but I had no clue. But I didn't get a mount, and I know I can buy a mount, but they want $15 to buy the cat, which does move a lot faster than my horse. But I'm just not paying $15 for a mount. And people have come at me and say, but the game's free. And I'm like, that's fine. And I already gave them some money, and I would give them more, but $15 for a mount is insane in my mind. I can't. If it was $5, I could do it, and I could give them $5 here and there, because and say, I could give them up to $60 because I've definitely played more than $60 into this game. Or played, I've got the value, but the prices in this game are so expensive that's why I won't do it. I just won't get sucked into it.
And then you'll be standing there in the town, you'll see a dude just roll on by in a big old spider. It's like, how much money did you drop in this game?
Yep.
I mean, the economy in this game is insane. I mean, yes, technically you could just grind to get everything for free, but it's requiring like hundreds of thousands of these specific materials that will probably take you hundreds of thousands just to buy one damn package from the store. Hundreds of thousands of hours of playing this damn game. So if you want something like that, you got to spend money.
Yeah, I can train my horse, and I guess he'll get faster, but it takes like 500,000 astral diamonds or something like that.
Yeah,
I've got like 60,000 after 40 hours of gameplay. I'm like, how many hours do I have to put to get those diamonds? It's insane.
I wonder if, since this game has come out on console, if anybody has grinded up to that point where they've actually been able to purchase something without spending real money. I highly doubt it, even if they've been playing every day.
Well, I think the trick to it is doing the daily dungeons and the daily skirmishes. I believe that's where you get the big diamond payouts and stuff. But I don't have the ability to play it every day, and I haven't even played it in a couple of weeks because I've been out. That's why I'm like, it's there's a lot to it, and that's why I really don't want to dive into Elder Scrolls. But at the same time, I think I might like it, and it might be a little better quality game. Look a little better, might be a little, more to it, but I don't know. There's so much in Neverwinter that this thing could keep me coming back playing all year. And they're supposed to release, I think, 6 DLC packs for free by the end of this year. So there's a lot of content still to come.
I think what will make or break Elder Scrolls Online for me is how much they beg me for my money while I'm playing. If it's sort of subtle and it's like, yes, if you want this, you could have this, but look at all this other cool stuff you can just get, that's one thing. But I don't want to be sign on and instantly have buy this, buy that all over my screen, and then just that type of deal just turns me off big time. That's what Call of Duty's been doing lately. You sign into Call of Duty and bam, a big message pops up. Buy this. Go to the store and buy this. And it's just getting ridiculous.
And you have to click through it. You have to click X to exit it. Like, it's like you're stuck on that screen until you consciously like click the button to exit out of it.
It's like pop-up ads when you're on the internet. It's like nothing is more annoying.
Oh, that's what we need, a new Xbox ad in the next Xbox app in our next update that shuts off all those pop-ups. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Right. Now, if anything, they're going to pop up ads in the middle of your game or something.
Thanks for using our pop-up blocker. Buy this from the Microsoft.
Did you see they've got that in the on that, what is it, Xbox Now? That new show they're doing every week? So Larry comes on, he talks about stuff, and it's cool. But they're talking about the app as like this interactive thing. But every time I see it pop up at the bottom, it's a buy link. Go buy the game. Go buy whatever he's talking about. It sends you to go buy it.
Yeah, ads get annoying. Yeah. It's not very often I see an ad for something I didn't know about and go, oh wait, that's out. But I guess there is a lot of people who don't pay attention. We're semi in the video game like. The circle of info and news, so we're all constantly just surrounded by it. But I guess your average person has no idea there's an Elder Scrolls MMO coming out, or there's Neverwinter, or there's a Witcher. So I guess it makes sense. I bet you that's more than like 75% of the gamers out there don't know what's coming.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, we're in groups where we're constantly hit with all the info and we're searching for news to talk about on here. So I guess we're kind of like we know everything. So when we see these ads for like check this out, we're like, fuck, I already know that's there, man. I don't gotta push it down my throat.
Yeah, it's just a shame that it seems like we're past the point where you just pay $60 for a game and take it home, and that's the game. It's all there. They're not gonna ask for any more of your money. You can unlock content by spending time playing the game, not by giving them more money. It's unfortunate.
It does. It is unfortunate, but also at the same time, you think about how much more it's costing people to develop. Like The Witcher is such a dense world that there's no way that just by the cost of the game they're going to make all this money back. So when they have those, they're supposed to have some big expansions that come out later this year, like in 6 months or a year from now. That will add more money onto it. But they are giving you 16 whatever.
But it's also getting easier for them to develop these games with the technology they have, with these kits they have, where they already have all these assets and they can just throw them together. So I don't know. I guess it's a bit of both.
Like Battlefield, copy and paste this to here.
Yeah. How much did they spend making that?
Change up some stuff. Take out some guns. Take out some other features, and then put
them in a police officer's outfit. Call it a new game.
Oh man. I was playing Hardline like a maniac, dude. I haven't played that in a while. Still, I like it. No one wanted to play, man. That game they didn't sell much of that game, and nobody played it. So no one.
It was a ripoff.
Usually when you load up Battlefield 4, it's like here's all the lobbies of your friends that are in lobbies, and at the most there'd be one lobby on Hardline. I go look who it was, and it's one of those friends that don't play with, and I'm not really like just to hop in their game and be what up. I get all nervous and shit around people I don't know. So
speaking of Battlefield 4, what is it? 2 years later, they're still releasing content for this game. Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, dude, Battlefield was good, dude. Battlefield was good.
I think this week,
Battlefield 5. That's because Battlefront's coming out. You don't have a Battlefield 5 this year to milk your money, so they got to keep the content coming for 4.
I think this one's free, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So on EA.
That's way not EA. Maybe they're trying to get on good terms with their customers. They're trying to get off. They don't want to be worst company of the year again 3 years in a row.
Yeah, I'll double check. Maybe it's just free for me because I bought premium ages ago.
No, somebody did post in our group something was free, but I didn't really read into it because I just didn't. That was a couple weeks ago or something. A couple of days ago? It wasn't that long ago.
I got a quick question for you guys.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the story that right now it's rumored that the new Tomb Raider game is going to be Xbox only? It's not a timed exclusive.
I did see that. Thanks to Jesus, who just pops in our chat and goes, Tomb Raider is officially on Xbox only, and then he bounces out for a day at a time, and then I'm like, I was like, what? Are you sure about this? And I looked it up. It was some like where is it? It's in our group. It was a
Xbox Australia, I believe.
It was an odd
This is where the
source.
story originated.
I have a hard time believing that it's not going to come out on PC as well, at least. I don't care, man. I want Tomb Raider. I don't give a shit what platform it's on. Just give it to me, and that's my game of the year.
Oh yeah, I'm just glad it's coming to Xbox, and but I know you guys are PlayStation gamers too, correct?
Just me, and I've ever since I've been doing console sharing on the Xbox, I've been playing way less of my PS4. Matter of fact, it hasn't even. The only time I turn it on is to download the PS Plus games because when I've been buying games digitally, me and my roommate have just been splitting the cost. So it's like, do you want to pay full price?
Thing.
Yeah, do you want to pay full price for that? But I'm working on building this gaming PC, so I just picked up my i7 last night. I'm gonna put this graphics card I just ordered online, so I'm gonna be doing a lot more PC gaming. So I getting the GTX 970 graphics card, which is like $350, so it should run most games on Ultra.
And then he's gonna start referring to us all as peasants.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Hey, if it's better, I'm gonna let you. Hey, you know what? I get excited about shit easy. So if I see it different, I'm not like I'm gonna be quiet about it.
No,
But-
man, I'll end up doing the same damn thing.
Multiplayer, I'll stick to Xbox. You know what I mean? Like a lot more. My friends are there. The Xbox is just I couldn't hop online with a bunch of PC gamers and play Call of Duty. Fuck no.
Yeah, because they'll be floating around in God mode, like cutting you in half from a mile away and looking like Jesus and stuff. Like that's scary, man. All the mods and hacks and stuff that goes on in the PC world.
I'm sorry. I know, Wingman, you were going somewhere with that, and I just cut you off and started talking about PC.
No, that's all right.
You were talking about PS4. Yeah. So yeah, that's my PS4
Tomb Raider.
story. Tomb Raider. I can't wait, dude. I am so excited. I literally have my desktop right now. Is that new picture of Lara Croft, and she's in the woods, and you see the trees with ice on it. Like that picture is badass.
If it is truly a full-blown Xbox exclusive now and not timed, I mean what a score for them. That's huge.
Yeah. Hopefully it don't hurt. It don't hurt Crystal Dynamics. I really heard it doesn't hurt them to the point where they don't make another Tomb Raider. That would be like super sad.
I think it'll do well.
It will, but
I honestly think that's a console seller, personally.
For some people, there's actually I was talking about this earlier with my buddy. We were talking about the new Assassin's Creed, how there's like a female and a male, you switch in between them, and he's like, oh, I was like, I was telling him that the reason they do that probably is because they don't want to do a game that's fully like featured with a female assassin, because I would actually lose sales, because there's actually guys that won't play a game when it's a female like lead role. How do you guys feel about that? Because I mean, I think there is a lot of guys who are like, I'm not going to get that game because it's Lara Croft. I want to play as some big badass warrior. I need to be a dude.
I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy because, I mean, I like to play as a female character. I mean, Neverwinter, I'm a female. It's like a lot of times I'll select that if it's an option, just because it's something different. I mean, you're playing a game to play out something that's different than your day to life, right? So, playing as a chick, no big deal. I mean, who cares? It doesn't impact the game at all. It doesn't. I think it's crazy if someone's not going to play Tomb Raider because they don't want to, quote, be a chick. You're not a chick. You're just playing a game.
Yeah.
For me personally, I play as male characters. Every game I play where I have the choice, I play as male characters, just because I feel like I can. When I play a game, I like to just pretend like I'm there, make believe I'm there, and it helps me do that because I can never make believe that I'm this super hot chick, But with Tomb Raider, there is something about Tomb Raider that has just magical ability to completely immerse me into this world. Like that, I love playing as Lara Croft. I think it's amazing. If they gave me the choice to play as a male Lara Croft, hell no, I would never do that.
It's all the small details in Tomb Raider. It's the same stuff that even Uncharted has. Like when you're walking by something, you rub your hands on a rock, or the ceiling. When you're in a closed area, it just really immerses you in like a cinematic type deal. And the voice actor who did Laura in the last game, well, she was really good.
Really good.
Really believable. Mark, you got to hop out here pretty soon.
Yeah, I need to go. It's getting late. I need to go feed my kids.
Oh, you're supposed to do that? Uh-oh, I better check on
Yeah.
That's all good. Anything else you want to talk before you got to jam?
No, I think I'm just excited for E3. I can't wait to see what's coming, man.
What about
Couple more weeks.
What about that reboot of Need for Speed?
I don't even care. You know, I actually was reading that article earlier today, and I'm like, yeah, that's probably a good thing because Need for Speed, I feel, does not have an identity, but does it need to? It's a car game. I mean, I don't know. I guess Forza definitely has an identity, and Forza Horizon has a different identity. Need for Speed's just all over the place. So I think it might be good to set their roots in any specific style of game so that you know what you're getting.
Mm-hmm. It looks like they're gonna go back to like fully customizable vehicles, which would be awesome. I like Need for Speed because I like that arcadey, you know, just like I want to make a quick U-turn right here and go the other direction. Like I think it's fun.
Yeah, I got the what is it, the last one? Because I'm an EA Access member, but I can't get into that game. I cannot get into that game. So.
It doesn't even compare to like Need for Speed Underground games, for example. It doesn't even compare.
Well, the Rivals was the first racing game I really ever played, and I was loving it, but I kept losing 3 or 4 hours of progress all the time, so I didn't go back to it. But I really liked it. It got me into playing Forza, and then I gave Forza a chance, and I'm like, okay, this is cool for like the simulation. Then I played Forza Horizon 2, which everybody knows is like the greatest racing game of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But Mark, yeah, if you got to go right now, man, you just tell everybody where they can find you.
Man, thanks for coming on, man. Maybe after E3 we can get together again and talk about all the crazy stuff we're going to hear about.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on. You can find us at thisxboxlife.com. We also have a Facebook group, just it's This Xbox Live. And you can watch us every week on Twitch. We broadcast live every Wednesday night at 7 Pacific time, 10 Eastern time. So join us on the Twitch and join us in the chat, and appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions about their Xbox or their Microsoft account, please contact thisxboxlife. Know it all.
No, we don't work for Microsoft. I don't know how many times I've had people ask me stuff out of the blue, and I'm like, I think they think we're Microsoft. I'm like, we're not. Contact support.
Yeah, that's funny. I thought I'd rub it in your face, man. So yeah, contact Mark Cox at thisxboxlife.knowitall. So yeah, man. Hey, thanks, Wing, man. Appreciate it. I gave you a real quick notice, like, hey, we're gonna do an episode in 20 minutes if you want to help us out, and you jumped on right away. So that's pretty awesome.
It's funny. I had fallen asleep, and then I woke up after like just a few minutes after you said that. I was like, oh yeah, why not? All right, guys, you have a good one.
Hey, thanks, Mark. See you later.
All right, take it easy.
Take care.
There was 5, and now there is 2. This is the Brink and I'm show.
This is gonna be real awkward when I leave in like 2 minutes.
When you leave, I'm just talking.
You're just gonna have to do a show by yourself.
Oh shit.
That would be awkward.
Okay, so oh shit, man. Brink,
hey, hold on. Hey, before we continue, we're gonna take a minute. Okay? Because there's only 2 of us. I can't just dip out. So I'm gonna run to the bathroom and refill my drink, and then we're going to continue. In the meantime, we can have a little moment of silence so I can cut this out later.
Go ahead. I'll mute my mic right now for a couple minutes.
All right, and my daughter is screaming bloody murder in the background. I don't want to pick up any more of it. So
okay.
Be right back.
All right.
So, just in case people are watching, which they're probably not, but I must as well fill in some space. How are you today? I am fine. I am wonderful. I like to play video games. Doom, 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 doom. Don't 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 stand by me. Hot deals for gamers and tech enthusiasts. Block and load. So, motherfucker! What up, man?
Oh, I apologize if anybody's the one person who might be watching live. I apologize.
It might be me. Oh no, maybe.
Yeah. Man, you know what game I'm totally not playing while we're trying to record a podcast?
No, do not.
Gears of War. First Gears of War on the 360.
You hop around a lot. Let's get back into it.
Yeah.
We're supposed to have a pause right here. Hey, must be the money. Let's do some old Nelly shit back from the old 90s. Hey,
dude, that stuff aged real well, man. That
dude,
Nelly album, Country Grammar.
Dude, I used to have the cassette tape, and I worked at Kmart overnight, so I bring my Walkman, clip it on my belt, had the cassette tape.
Yeah.
I had the auto click, so it clicked over to the B side. I didn't have to
I didn't have to click it over.
Oh, dude, yeah, that's custom shit.
I listened to that Nelly album on repeat, dude. Just fuck, dude. So
You gotta wait every once in a while for it to stop and rewind, or what?
no.
Or
I
will
had
it
to
just play it
auto-click.
from the so it'll just play the other side, and at the same time it's rewinding, right? Is that how?
No. It played all the way through, and then it clicked over and just played on the other side. Remember? Yeah. So, but there'd be that pause in the beginning. You just hear the white noise, like.
Awesome.
Hey, we are back. We are back. Okay, so what were we talking about? I already forgot.
We're not talking about anything in particular.
Oh, would you want to talk about anything you've been playing?
The question is, what can we talk about now?
We can talk about anything. It's just
The
us.
possibilities are endless. This is the Ives and Brink show. Welcome. What have I been playing? Everybody could already guess what I've been playing, man.
Destiny.
I'm always playing the same shit, dude. But that's because like both of these games are, like I was telling you earlier, I'm in like gaming utopia right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing Dragon Age half the time. I'm splitting my time as best as I can. I'm playing Dragon Age half the time, Destiny the other half. House of Wolves came out. People bitch about it. I think it's brilliant. I've been having so much fun. House of Wolves, they have this Prison of Elders. It's basically a horde mode. You start off in this little room, and there's this Varric with this crazy voice. Welcome, blah, blah, blah. You're going to fight these dudes now. A door opens. You go out into this arena and fight these 3 waves of enemies. We're disabling these mines. Maybe they'll throw a boss in there. It's super intense. You do 5 rounds of that, and then you have the mega boss fight, which is just insane. On 34 mode, you'll fight Urok, and he's the Flame Prince. Every once in a while, he'll get angry and set the ground on fire. You're jumping around the map trying, because the longer you stand on the ground, you're going to burn from the flames and you could die.
Really?
So you're hopping around like a bunny, trying to stay up in the air as long as you can until the timer runs down so you don't die. All the meanwhile, there's things shooting at you. He's shooting at you. It's just crazy, man. It is a rush. And when you beat these 5 rounds of Prison of Elders, you just feel so awesome. I literally have screamed out loud. Like, it'll be late, and yes! Oh my God, we did it! Like, it's just so exciting.
See, that sounds like the first time I ever got first on a what is it called in Call of Duty when everyone's for themselves, all for one,
Free for all. Yeah.
Free for all. When I first got my first match, when I was playing on there, like I wasn't a very good player, but I remember I got that top number. I see my name on top, and I stood up and I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah!"
I'm a man. Start pounding your chest.
I'm here to, man. I was like, I felt like I was accepted. Like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
And then, okay, so you beat the 5 waves, you go back in the middle room, all of a sudden the floor just opens up from underneath you. You drop down like 10 stories, and you drop into this giant room full of gold and just treasure. And you go up, there's a big ass treasure chest in the back of the room. You can open that up. You're getting exotic loot, legendary loot, Prison of Elders gear. This is the opposite of what Destiny launched with. This is like it's almost Borderlands loot. Like the amount of loot you're getting,
That's what I'm picturing.
Awesome.
That's what
it is awesome, and it's definitely what they needed to do.
Except for in Borderlands, the shit literally rains from the sky. Just
oh yeah. Every time I think about that, I think about that picture that was circulating for a while that showed a Destiny, and you got like one not rare Ingram sitting there, and then it shows a guy playing Borderlands, and there's just streamers everywhere, and he's just like, oh,
the hand drawn like comic strip type deal.
Yeah.
That's funny, man. But like you just talking about this is like, wow, dude, Destiny's doing some cool shit. Like it seems like maybe they're listening. I mean, they got to know what they're doing wrong, right?
Most people who have been hating on it don't, but if you follow the forums and the Bungie News blog, you will understand that they are listening to us, and they are making changes constantly, and they're doing everything they can to please the majority of people. Obviously, there's people asking on both sides for different things, but they're definitely taking what the majority of people want and making it a reality, which is fantastic, and it's what has kept me coming back after all this time. So
that's good, man. That's what you want. You want to come back. I mean, do you think there's someone who's dedicated all their time to Destiny and been playing it this whole time, and that was the only game they played?
I played with a guy the other day who I think he said he had 2,500 hours.
What the? So like that's it? Like he's just been playing with this. Like even though you run out of stuff to do, you just do stuff. I don't understand.
I mean, yeah, I'm maybe 850 hours now, 875, and I feel like I've
875.
Yes,
Dude, that's
but that's honestly nothing compared to some of these guys I'm playing with who are in the thousands. Like that is Destiny, man. When you get in this game, it just completely sweeps over you. And when you're not in it, you're like, "What? These people are crazy. That game's not even that cool. It's dumb." But it's just once it grabs you, it does not let go. I mean, there really is something special about that game. As much as people want to hate on it, they did something right. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, it's obviously going to attract a certain player. It's going to attract a certain type of gamer, which ain't for it. So I'm okay. 875 hours divided by 40 hours in like a 40-hour work week. You've played this game for 22 hours, basically. You've 22 weeks. You've played 22.
Oh my God.
If it was a full-time job. So you played for 6 months as a full-time job.
Dude. Yeah, that's wow.
That's fucking insane.
And
when I hit
I want to play it right now, dude.
When I hit over
play it right now.
When I hit over 100 hours in Dragon Age, it's like this is the most time I've put in any game. I mean, obviously I played Black Ops, the first one, for like 200 hours or something. But as far as like anything story driven, if I get 100 hours out of the game, it's like, wow, I've gotten way more than what I expect. I mean, what I expect out of a $60 game for an RPG is 40 hours. So that's a good length where you can get a lot done. And like, Far Cry 4, you could spend a couple weeks with it and do everything, and like you feel like you got your fix. When you get 100 hours.
Sorry.
No, I was saying when you get like 100 hours. Like I played Skyrim for only like 70 hours or something, but I felt like I played that a long time.
Well, I mean, that's a lot. Like when the first Mass Effect came out, I think my first playthrough took me like 52 hours. And I could not believe I put 52 hours into that game. It blew my mind. And now I'm almost 1,000, and like that's ridiculous.
That's insane.
But this other game that I've been talking about every week now, and I'm sure people are just as sick of hearing about it now as they are Destiny Dragon Age, man. This game has exceeded all my expectations. I just get so lost in this game while I'm playing it. I love exploring all these different worlds. In the story, I think I got to be getting close, man. Like I feel like it's all unraveling. The bad guy, I made it so all his armies are useless, and I went and recovered all my memories, so I know exactly why I got the little mark on my hand. And I just feel like it's all going to wind down to an end here soon. But I still have 6 or 7 worlds I haven't even explored yet. And each of those worlds is an entire day of running around and exploring them to unlock everything. And that game is just humongous. And to think that Witcher 3 is even bigger is just like, oh man, just gives me a headache thinking about it.
Well, I mean, it feels like it's bigger now. I haven't really gotten through much of it, so I haven't got the gist of it. But in Dragon Age, Dragon Age is like a games game. Like you don't really need to pay attention to what you're doing. You just kind of play and have a good time until you get to dialogue. Of course, you have to pay attention, or else you lose shit. You lose some of like what's being said. But I've always liked dialogue trees where you can kind of do things, and you can go and like go talk to this guy and get a book from him, bring it to her, and then try to hook those two characters up, and like that stuff's kind of fun. Like that meta game, I guess you would say.
And
it's fun.
That's what's great about Dragon Age is because it is a lot of different meta games all in one. It's kind of whatever you're in the mood for at that given time. Dragon Age will offer that to you. You can run around and just explore these worlds on your. I just unlocked this mount that looks like a giant hippo, a nug. It's a nug. You run around your nug, just exploring the world. Or if you want to have a story, you can start talking to people. You can get invested in that, and it's really cool.
It's BioWare.
I'll be sad when it ends. It is BioWare. The blood just runs all through that game.
Yeah, the BioWare has that. When you go into a BioWare game, you have a gist of what you're getting into. You know, you're gonna get that third-person view. You know, like it's gonna be very similar to Mass Effect view. It's just, you know, it just has BioWare written all over it.
BioWare is really great with lore.
Yes.
If you want lore, just dripping with lore, you play a BioWare game because you're going to be those codexes. You can read all those. You can find out anything and everything. You find out about the plant you just walked by on a path in the middle of a world that's a tiny part of a bigger world. It's deep on so many levels, and the lore is really cool in this game. They've done a great job with the writing. It's kind of like Skyrim, where you're constantly finding things. Sometimes you're in the mood to read it, sometimes you're not. But I'll read maybe 50% of them, and I feel like I'm getting a pretty good idea of this world. And yeah, it's great. I've just been loving it, man. As soon as it's done, I'll probably take a little break, maybe play some mindless shooters again for a little while. I might pick up Battlefield Hardline and run through that campaign or something. Red box it, something like that. And then after that, I'll jump into The Witcher there in the middle of summer. So
it is in the red box. You're not interested in Batman?
Oh, you know what? I completely forgot about that. The person I'm game sharing with, they bought The Witcher, and it's my duty to buy Batman.
Dude, Batman.
So, I'll probably play that before The Witcher, as a matter of fact.
Batman looks dope, and it looks like it's much more immersive. The world looks a lot more. You know, you'd expect something like high class coming from so many delays, like The Witcher did. You know, like if they delayed that game a bunch, it was supposed to come out in October. So if they delayed that, how many months is that? That's 6, 7, 8 months. Like, they better have some like nice upgrades.
Oh yeah. I mean, I hope this isn't one of those games that's nothing like the trailers they advertised. But this game just looks amazing.
Have you played the other Batman games?
I have played brief moments of the other Batman games, but I've never completed one.
Yeah, I didn't play the first one really. I played Arkham City, and I just ran through it really quick, straight from beginning to the end. Like 13 hours, just nothing but story missions. I didn't really feel it. I played Arkham Origins, and I just took my time to get to learn the combat and a little more exploration and doing side missions. And it was a shorter game, but I really fell in love with it. So Arkham Knight, dude, I'm totally for it. And I got a PC. I got the PC code already. It's already in my Steam account. So
nice.
I don't know when I can preload it, but it's already there. So that's going to be the first game I'm going to play on PC. So I'm hoping it has controllers support. If it doesn't, I'm not going to play it.
I'm sure it will.
Yeah, it's gotta. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, Batman's one of those characters that's kind of had to grow on me over the years. I was never really a Batman kid growing up. I don't know. I for some reason I just had a hard time relating to him. But just lately, he's been growing on me. Even the first Dark Knight movie, I just didn't really care for. And then the second and third, I started to like it more and more. And then I'd go back and watch the first one, and like suddenly I liked it. So,
but you didn't like the one with Heath Ledger as Joker?
No, not the first time. No.
It is a very slow movie, but I think any part that Joker shows up, it's like fantastic.
Yeah, and yeah, like I said, my wife just loved it, and we watched it many times. And the more I watched it, the more I liked it. And eventually, I was like, man, this is a pretty damn good movie. And I am looking forward to the game. I think it's going to be this trailer. Just every time I see the trailer, I just get super excited. So.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. So yeah, that's in a month from now. That is a month from now. Yeah, I think it's the 20-something of June.
Perfect. Just enough time for me to finish up Dragon Age and Destiny House of Wolves. I could be done with that right now, probably, but I'm gonna play it for another month.
Fuck, another month. That's nice, man. You definitely got your money's worth.
Have you played anything other than Witcher?
Nope. And like yesterday, I didn't feel like playing any games for some reason, so I just watched some stupid movies. And you know what? I actually watched Supergirl. I watched the pilot for Supergirl, and it was actually not that bad.
Supergirl. I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, watch it. It's supposed to be Superman's cousin, and she comes down, and basically you see the whole first episode, pilot
Where
episode.
was she when their planet got destroyed?
She was in some solar system thing that time doesn't exist, or some crazy shit. Watch the trailer, Supergirl. You get the gist of the whole episode in one trailer. The trailer is like 6 minutes long, but I actually liked it, and maybe it's because the girl is really, really easy on the eyes. Like,
I was just gonna say she's not too easy on the eyes, is she? Because that can make it not believable.
She's super cute. The way she delivers her lines, it all just works for me. As I don't really care for the superhero shows. I liked Gotham kind of, but
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I guess Daredevil's not really a superhero.
Dude, yeah, that's gritty, man. That's more of a Netflix show.
Yeah,
That's
Gotham was all right. It was kind of cheesy. In that Marvel show, I never really got into that.
I don't like the Marvel, and I don't like Flash. And I don't like the Arrow.
I heard the Flash is good. I haven't checked it out.
I watched 5 episodes. If you get to the 5th episode and nothing's saying "please watch me," and you're just kind of like, it's more of a chore. Like, oh, I gotta watch this week to keep up. That's when I quit. I always quit. If I get to 4th episode and I just don't like it, I quit. But why are we talking? Oh yeah, the reason I was talking about this because I was thinking of Gotham.
Well, all right. Well, since we're on the subject, I just want to say one thing. If you're listening to this and you have not gone and seen Mad Max, please go see it. It is the most insane, just awesome movie you will ever see. It's a thrill ride, man. And go see it in 3D. I did not. I wish I would have seen it in 3D. I think I'm going to go see it again in 3D.
I'm thinking about the same thing. You know what it's like? It's like that movie Crank in the desert.
Yeah. I mean, just the lines, dude. Tom Hardy just absolutely nailed it. Charlize Theron absolutely nailed it. It's brilliant, man. Okay,
what's good about this movie is a bunch of stuff happens in the movie that you wouldn't expect to happen in a movie. Like,
yeah.
Just I'm not gonna spoil anything. But
and there's things that you're gonna want to question, but then you're just gonna accept and say, "I'm not even gonna question that. It's just awesome that it's happening. Screw it. They're doing it just because they can."
Oh, like the guitar dude?
Yeah, for example.
Oh shit. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff where you're like this is what's gonna happen. Wait, no, it didn't. Why didn't it happen? Like, oh, he's gonna get his car back. Oh, he never gets his car back. Like, who cares? That's not really a part of the story.
Watch you do just chrome.
Oh, with the chrome and shit.
That's great.
Yeah, really great movie. I definitely agree. That's a movie that should be seen in the theaters. Just so
exactly
all your distractions like your phone all disappear and all that stuff.
You gotta have a big ass screen and it's gotta be real loud.
Yeah, I want to go, dude. I was all excited about it when I asked my buddy about it. I was like, oh my god, that was exciting. He's like, I don't really know what I think about this. I'm like, yeah, you're just resisting because that was fucking.
Oh, come on, really?
That's
like something I'd say. That's like something I'd say.
Yeah. You see like someone else getting excited, it makes you feel like if I'm not excited, I feel like I got the upper hand.
Well, hey, transition. This totally makes me want to play the game, and I did not want to play it before, but now suddenly after seeing that movie, I want to play this damn game real bad.
Well, I mean, it's got that open world feel to it, but it's also in a location you're not normally in, like the desert. So
yeah,
and buggies. I think you can build your cars and shit. You like swap out engines and tires and shit. I think I'm not sure.
It really reminds me of Rage, which was a really cool game. I liked that game a lot. So
yeah,
I think it'll be a good time. It probably won't do that great, but I think it'll be a fun game to just spend a few days playing.
It might if it's well made and it gets the praise it needs, man. And it depends on when it comes out. I mean, game releases always depend on when they come out. If you come out in the fall, everybody wants to come out in the fall. I mean, that might be a game I really want, but if I want to play something else more, if I want to play Tomb Raider, that's going to be that's my top priority. So even if this game looks amazing, I might have to put it off.
Well, I mean, here's the first good sign. Every movie tie-in game ends up being rushed just so it can come out with the movie. This game, the movie came out first. I don't even know when Mad Max is going to come out, but obviously they're spending their time on it to try and make sure it's a good experience.
Yeah,
so that's a good sign right there.
I don't think it's exactly like a movie tie-in. It might be, but I don't think it's like based. Like here's the game, of the movie.
Here's Charlize Theron. Yeah.
I think it was supposed to be out already. I think it was supposed to be out before the movie originally. Oh, it says release date September 1st.
Oh wow.
Maybe. So
it's going to be right at the front of that wave of games we're going to get this fall.
September and August are good months for years to come. I mean, good months for games to come out if you think about it.
Yeah, because we're going to have that Dead Zone late summer, early fall.
July. Garbage. Well, I mean,
I think, if it's coming out then, it might do pretty damn well, actually, because people are going to be just aching for something new, and they're gonna pick that up. It's gonna get hyped.
Yeah, it's true, man. So I'll be looking forward to it. Let's see. We don't got much to talk about this week, so we'll jam through it. You got a busy day and you got work tomorrow.
Yes, sir, Bob.
So we already talked about Need for Speed. Let's talk about So there's some leaked documents saying that the PS4 and the Vita might have a price drop. The PS4 price drop doesn't look like a significant one. It's only $349, which is obviously $50 less. So price drops are always good for the consumer. But the Vita might go down to like $89, dude. That's a pretty good deal for a Vita.
Okay. Now today, I just read an article that said Sony has confirmed there will be no price drop on the PS4. They said in the statement that they thought it would be bad for the gaming market in a whole to have a price drop war. So,
okay. So this was a rumor, so we'll take it as a false rumor.
Yeah. My takeaway is they can't really afford to have a price drop right now. They're kind of hurting. I mean, I'm not trying to bash or anything. I'm just saying the company is hurting in many areas. Right now, the PS4 is their bread and butter. So dropping that price when it's already selling like hotcakes is why would they do that? They need that extra cash right now. So
if it's somebody really needed a price drop like that bad, I mean, there's always deals where you get a free game or you get I see stuff all the time. Some deals. I mean, fuck. Yeah, but Vita for $89. That's what I was figuring. Like, dude, that's really cheap. It seems too cheap. So
yeah, the Vita, I did not read anything on that. Maybe they're still going to drop the price. But the PS4, they have confirmed it will stay $400.
But if you really want a cheap Vita, this is legitly speaking, there is a sale right now. I don't know if it will be by the time you hear this, but at GameStop for $39, you can get the PS Vita TV thing, and you can play video games on your TV through that with a PS3 or PS4 controller. So I guess, I mean, you could get Vita system rather cheap.
Wow, that's holy crap. That's cool.
Yeah, because no one ever bought that. I don't think it works the way that the people wanted to. People wanted to buy it so they can. Like the reason I was looking into it is I wanted to put one of those in my living room and just remote play PS4 games, but I don't think it works well like that.
I feel like that's kind of what it was advertised to do, and then also play your Vita games. And now it's more like here's a Vita console, but not.
Yeah, well, when it first started out, it was actually it was called PlayStation Vita TV. It was mainly play video games, and it also does this other thing. And then they changed it. They took the Vita name off it, I think, and it was just advertised as a PlayStation TV.
Yeah.
So that gets sketchy when they start changing the name of shit. But also in Sony, they are opening up a brand new first-party studio for Project Morpheus. They opened up a brand new studio in Northwest England dedicated to developing content for the PlayStation manufacturer's upcoming VR headset, Project Morpheus.
That's cool. I hope they do great, man. I hope the Morpheus is a success. I want this holographic virtual reality fad that we're going through right now to come to fruition.
Just do it or don't do it, right?
Yeah, it's been just like a lingering thing for so long. Either bring it, or just get rid of it. Because I don't want to hear it's coming for much longer. I want to see something awesome.
So they got Project Morpheus, which is Sony's. They have for PC, they have
Oculus
Rift, and then they have 15 different ones for your phones.
Oh, geez.
That Google one. They have the HTC Vive. I'm looking at that right now. They have the Samsung Gear VR. Oculus Rift.
Valve? Isn't Valve doing one too?
Microsoft HoloLens, the Carl Zeiss VR1. What is that for? I don't know. I'm just going through this.
Oh, the Carl Zeiss. Yeah, totally.
Carl Zeiss.
Carl Zeiss. I know that guy.
That's for Android and iOS. Then they have an Avengin Glyph.
Red Tube's doing one.
They have a Razer's doing one called the OS VR, and then they have a Google Cardboard. You've seen that, right?
No, Google Cardboard.
Yeah, you buy it online, like Amazon. It's like $20. It's a cardboard box.
Oh, shut up.
No, I'm not joking. And you fold it, and you cut the things out, and you fold it, and it makes the thing, and you stick your phone in there, and you just no, seriously.
Dude.
And you download. There's 2 little lenses, and you download. This is not a joke. You can buy it right now on Amazon, and you just download games.
Is this somebody?
They're free VR games.
Somebody, am I getting rickrolled right now?
No. There's people who have used it and said it was pretty cool. Like even Jesus was looking at that one on his iPhone where you downloaded the app and he was on a roller coaster or something. You just move it around,
Dude,
but it sticks it right there next to your face. So you're just like, what?
I mean, yeah, that's what all Oculus is, anyways, right? It's a phone that's 2 inches in front of your face.
But it's got to have the movement. It's got to have when you move in your head, like your head and the thing is moving. You can look around. Like that's what VR is all about. And then there's another one called the Arcos VR headset. Like literally, they're like everybody's like, let's jump on this ship.
Oh yeah, man! Like, get in while the getting's good, and I hope they make some money. But I have a feeling lots of people are going to lose a lot of money. There's going to be 1 or 2 big hitters, if that, and by big I mean slightly successful, and the rest are just going to bomb, explode, die, death, destruction.
So let's say it is amazing. I buy it. I'm like, dude, this game is so cool. I'm floating around in space. I feel like I'm literally floating around. I'm trying to collect oxygen tanks so I can float a little longer. I feel like I'm in space, and I'm telling you about it. And you're like, well, how do I know? Because how do you demo that?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, the one company that's going to be successful, their biggest hit is going to have leprechauns in it. Most likely. Holographic leprechauns.
What? What are you talking about?
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I want some leprechauns and shit.
That's like a common thing.
You sit on the floor so you could be like more their height, and you're like, hey, give me a hug.
Oh, you know what? What if they did like some horror movie or something? Or like, yeah, you know what? Horror games, man. That's the niche for this.
That is, dude.
Scary ass horror game, just jump scares galore. It's gonna be like Dead Space when that game first came out. You can only play it for 5 minutes at a time for fear of having a heart attack.
Yeah, well, I mean, they do on this. They do have the Alien Isolation. I mean, that could be right there. I mean, can you imagine like that game? You just be going through it so slow. If you had a headset on, I mean, you'd be totally immersed if you had a headset and you couldn't see like anything outside of those goggles. I mean, you definitely probably get hurt. But
do those goggles come with like earbuds or something you can throw in your ears, or is that just a separate? Because I feel like wearing the goggles plus a headset, that's a lot of rig on your dome.
Yeah, I don't think legally. You think legally they probably couldn't, because then shit would happen to you probably, and you wouldn't be aware of it. You know, like it would have to be like use a headset at your own risk. You would think.
Dude, you know what's gonna come next is literally buy these pods, like these coffin-looking pods for your home. You're gonna climb into this pod. It's gonna all have screens, and it's gonna have smells in there, so you can smell your game. It's gonna blow fans, so you can feel the wind. It's gonna heat up when it's hot, cool down when it's cold. All that stuff, man.
Hey, yeah, they have the theaters. They have those 4D theaters where the seats move and shit like that.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Yeah. That's it, man. So,
like virtual reality, too expensive.
Too expensive. Like I've said before, I'm excited for this, but do I know if I'll jump on board? I have no idea, because there's not enough info out there. I think they were saying to be able to use the Oculus Rift, you need a minimum of a GX 980 video card. That's $550 to $600 just for that.
I feel like all these VR headsets are going to get thrown in the graveyard along with the Kinect.
Yeah, hell
They're
yeah.
Gonna slowly phase it out like it never happened, and then that's that.
Yeah, because if you really wanted to jump in and check it out, I mean, they have all these little headsets. I mean, some of these ones I just read off were ones that are for the iOS and Android. So the games would be super cheap. Like the Samsung Gear thing, I mean, they're like $100. I mean, $40, you know, $200. I mean, they're all affordable. This one, the Arcos VR headset, that thing's $30. So, I mean, that might be better
You
than.
know what else will be in that graveyard? All these damn Android consoles that are coming out for like $80.
Yeah, nobody wants to play
wants that.
Android games. If they
Nobody,
do, it's
dude.
because they're on their phone waiting at the DMV.
How many of you have sat there on your Android phone in the game store looking to all these terrible ass garbage games? You finally found one that looks good. You know why? Because when it's telling you about the description of the game, console experience on your phone, arcade action, explosions, HD graphics, and you download it and it's just a giant piece of shit. You just stand there in one spot and pan around and shoot zombies while they're running at you. It's bullshit, man.
Yeah.
It's not the same kind of experience you get on a real console or on PC.
Yeah, it looks like the Oculus Rift has a $350 price tag on it.
Honestly, that's fairly reasonable. I mean, people are spending almost that much on high-end headsets, gaming headsets, so that's more in the realm of possibility compared to $700-800, which is kind of what I figured. So,
but like I said, man, you need that $500-600 video card to go with it. So
exactly. And all right, here's my question: if with Oculus you need an $800 video card because it requires so much processing power, what is going to happen with this Sony rig that they're coming out with? The PS4 obviously is not on the same level as a $800 video card in your PC.
Yeah, you might see some way smaller games, experimental games. You're probably not going to see I don't know. Yeah, that is true, because if there's any kind of motion blur and shit, when you have something strapped to your head, it's going to make you sick.
Oh, God, I'm sick just thinking about it.
I mean, there's some games where the frame rate's so bad. If you just hold the trigger, so you're just scrolling, like you're panning from left to the right really slow, and it's like jump.
Imagine playing Borderlands, the free sequel, with a headset on like that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you'd be seasick. You'd have to take what's that shit you take? You'd have to take
Dramamine.
Yeah, Dramamine. Yes. Yeah, blah blah blah. Also,
they'll give out a free demo of a game where you're just riding on a boat.
There better be a lot of free demos, dude. I mean, I'd like to check out some of the experimental things. I don't want to play games though. I honestly just want to explore. The horror idea sounds cool.
That's true. Yeah.
I want to experience like little situations, you know, like some unique stuff. I mean, I'd like to float around in space. I would like to jump out of a plane. I would like to dive deep, because I would never go scuba diving. Dude, no way. I'd freak out, dude. But I would do it in a game.
Or maybe you wake up on a small island like in Castaway, and you have to figure out how to survive and escape, like that.
Yeah, dude. Like don't starve, dude. You just got to go around and pick plants and shit and build a fire.
Yeah, first person 3D Don't Starve. That'd be cool.
That would be definitely interesting. Okay, last bit of news. I don't have much, dude, on this. It's just that Xbox is still betting on the Kinect. Phil Spencer says the value of the Kinect will have been earned through experiences, and still considers the peripheral as important as the Xbox One landscape moving forward.
Okay, this ties into something else I read today, which is Microsoft has confirmed that their focus on E3 this year is going to be exclusives, and that they have surprises for us. There will be new IPs that are exclusive, and I think one or maybe more is going to be a Kinect exclusive, because why else would they have randomly come out and tell us that they still think the Kinect can succeed? You know, it seems random. I felt like they killed it. Kinect's been dead for like a year, and they've just been quiet on it. So
personally, I'm cool with no Kinect games. I really like the Kinect integrated into games. I like playing Forza and just saying whatever. Was it Anna? Was that Forza with Anna?
No, you're thinking. Oh yeah, Forza does that, and also Need for Speed Rivals did it.
Yeah,
as well.
where you just like speak and say go to the nearest event, and you don't have to like stop and look at your menu and try to look at the map. Like I really like that kind of stuff.
Or yeah, give me a nav point, and then it shows you a path. Kinect excels at this type of thing. Is like just subtle voice commands, do little things here and there. But Kinect serves you best as an assistant, rather than as a way of playing a game.
That's true, dude. That's exactly true.
I love using it to navigate my Xbox. I mean, yeah, I'm lazy, man. I'll sit on my couch, my controller will be 10 feet away. I'll reach for it. I can't reach it. And then I'll just be like, Xbox, go to Netflix. Then I'll lift my hand up in the air, grab the screen, scroll, grab the screen, scroll, bam, punch whatever movie I want to watch. It starts playing.
That I haven't done. I haven't done the hand scrolling stuff.
I love it. You feel
One
like
day
a
I
wizard.
lifted my hand up and it like focused on it or something happened. I don't remember what happened, but it was
and put it down.
yeah. No, actually, my cousin was in here. He was talking to me. He had his hand up, and then it was like bling, and I was like it's like welcome. I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck? Get out of the screen.
Stop listening.
Yeah, stop listening, man. But
I wonder if people are still freaked out about the Kinect watching them, the government watching them through the Kinect. Do you think?
I mean, no more than any webcam hooked up to your computer.
I mean, yeah, that was some serious shit when the Xbox One was about to come out. It was all over the news, and everybody's argument against the Xbox was the government's going to watch you. You know, put a piece of electrical tape over your sensor. I mean, I wonder if there's anybody who still does that. Just throws a pair of dirty boxers over their sensor.
I think my roommate has one of those things where you stick it on top of it. It's like a cover.
Oh yeah, they actually sold something like that.
Yeah, they sold them for like $20, dude.
So they even milked us on that.
Yeah. But the thing I think what people are freaking out about is that they're like, here's this Kinect thing. It's mandatory. You cannot turn it off. You know what I mean? Like, that's what people are like. What? Okay, you're definitely up to something.
I'll tell you what, man. My Kinect has seen me do some horrible things. I've not covered my sensor up for any of it. So
you didn't say the magic word.
Yeah, so you know, if the government's watching me, whoo boy, they've gotten some thrill rides.
Let them watch. I hope they love it too. I mean,
oh yeah, they surely loved it.
Oh, okay. Hey, let's go. We'll go through our community questions. We have a handful of them. We'll knock those out. Community questions about the community. My name is Hook. Okay. Well, anyways, you guys can join our community at Facebook. Go to Facebook and search Horrible Gamers with a Z, and we will pop up somewhere in there. And
Facebook.com/groups/horrible gamers.
Yeah, but also we started our Twitter thing. We barely started using it, or at least I've been using it every day. So follow us at Horrible Gamers. Yeah, we need to get that thing rolling. We're trying our best to get in there. And actually, I got a tweet favorited by Ashley Johnson the other day, which was pretty awesome. So
I don't know who that is.
She played Allie in The Last of Us.
Oh, okay, cool.
And she was in the Avengers very quickly and stuff like that.
Yeah, I gotcha. And Inception, right? Is that her?
That's Ellen Page.
Oh, damn it! I suck. I suck at life.
Yeah. Did you see that video I posted in our Facebook group, which you could actually see if you come to our Facebook group? It's a little Vine video Ashley Johnson made. It's pretty funny. So check it out, dude. It's in there. It's literally 6 seconds. So
I go to our Facebook group many times a day. Trust me.
I posted it yesterday.
I even get yelled at.
Yeah, I posted it yesterday. So yeah, Facebook.
I hide your posts.
Oh,
my bad.
I totally knew that shit. Last week we were doing our community messages.
See, man, it just happens.
Since we have a page and we have a group, Ross Heller. So I want to apologize to Ross Heller because he left us a message in our page, which nobody ever leaves messages on our page, but I still drop a link saying we're going to do a show. It's just he left it on there and we totally missed it. Remember we were talking about like, I knew there was a message, but we can't find it because it was somewhere else. So
yeah, I remember that. And you sent us that message. You're like, fuck that Ross guy. I'm not even going to answer his question.
Ross, these are all lies, dude. I am totally sorry. He said, just started Wolfenstein, and it's taken me some effort to get used to the controls. Does this get easier as the game goes, or is it always a challenge? Since you don't know, I will say I think the Wolfenstein games are actually kind of challenging. I always kind of lower the difficulty a little bit. Some areas I get stuck in, but the controls are fine.
Wolfenstein is, I mean, we're so used to playing all these other shooters, and it does feel different. But just like anything else, just play it enough, and it'll be second nature. You gotta build up that muscle memory. Before you know it, you'll be just owning shit all day.
I think that's why in Wolfenstein they give you the option to put more armor on than you have, and you can what is it called, where you get like 120%. What was that called? Overload or something? Where you put way. You get that brief moment of where it's like you're super fucking charged until it goes down to 100%.
Yeah, in the old games, you'd find like the green floaty armor, and then you just grab it, and you'd have an overshield.
Yeah, that was cool. But yeah, Ross, man, I'm sorry, man, we missed that last week, dude. He put, I'm sure if I was Matt White, it would have got answered. So that is not true, man.
Yeah.
That's not true. Sorry, man. I apologize for just putting you on blast for saying that. And Matt White, man, calm down when you hear this, dude. Don't fight Ross. Ross is cooler than you because you watched me play PT.
It's official. Ross and Matt White have to fight to the death. Right here, live on Horrible Gamers. We're gonna air it. Extreme Deathmatch.
Damn it. Yeah.
Really, they'll just be standing there slapping each other. They'll be naked, slapping each other for a while, and then they'll both get tired, and then.
Whoa, dude! Hey, I think you crossed the line right there.
Okay, I'm sorry. I got in my mind. I just visualized it maybe a little too much.
Okay, so this is gonna be funny. Actually, I'm gonna go to our community questions. I'm gonna try to read these right now. The first one is from Matt White, so I'm gonna skip it, Ross, just to prove that Matt White's not more important. I'm gonna skip it. I'm gonna come back to it, but I'm just gonna skip it.
Do Matt's last.
do last. So this one's from Mark Connell. Isn't that your buddy?
Yeah.
No.
Man. Yeah. Totally.
No. That was wrong name. Wrong name. I'm sorry, Matt. Yeah. Mark joined our group 2 weeks ago. But hey, Mark, what's up? Says, Mark? Thankfully, I've never been a victim of bullying online, although I've heard a question that was posted on a gamer podcast from the UK, the Something Beta podcast, is what it's called, which I thought was very good and would like to hear your opinion. They asked how would gamers behave in regard to bullying if they had to show their real names and where they were from to play games online rather than hiding behind a gamer tag or something similar.
I guess I'll start. I think that there was a time where gamers would have been embarrassed with their conduct and maybe would have cooled it down a little bit and held back. But I feel like this day and age, they honestly wouldn't give a shit. I feel like people are exposed on so many levels nowadays that they're kind of just used to it. And if they had their name there, they just would still be dickheads.
I have my name, dude. My name is linked to my Xbox. My real name is linked to my PS4 because I'm not out there doing shady shit. So I was like, I don't even care. I mean, if my name's there, my picture's there. I don't know if my picture's there for anybody, but it might be.
And there you go. Imes is an asshole. He's constantly trolling people and cussing people out online.
I mean, but
and his name's out there. So
gamers aren't. I mean, some of these people you play with are just fucking idiots straight across. They are just fucking idiots, and they got the stupidest name like Meat Curtain 69,
Thundernuts 420.
Like they don't give a shit. They're probably bullied by their dad. Their dad probably pushes them around, and they get online and go, "I'm gonna fucking yell at some kids because they can't do nothing about it. I'm gonna talk some shit." Shit rolls downhill, man. That's mostly how bullying works, and I say in general life, dude. It's usually because they are bullied, and then their dad was bullied, or it rolls downhill. Shit just rolls downhill.
I think if they forced everyone to use their real name, shit would hit the fan. Personally, I like just having my gamer tag. I like to keep my gaming world, I guess, separate from reality. I don't know. I'm not embarrassed by my conduct. I'm not a dick. I don't troll people, but I just like have my gamer tag and then have my real name for the real world, I guess. It's kind of hard to explain.
And he was also saying, do you think it's time for people who constantly bully or send abuse get punished for their actions by the law and face criminal action rather than just a ban from Xbox, PSN, or similar?
I'm going to say no. I think somebody should just bitch slap them. I think I think for someone being a bully, that's not something that should be punishable by law. We have too many laws as it is. We don't need more laws. That's just my personal opinion. That somebody should just bitch slap their ass. That's what I think.
I mean, yeah, but you're talking about just I'm online, someone's talking some shit. But what if there is somebody who's like seriously like stalking you online? I guess you can always block them, right?
If you're talking some things like swatting, hell yeah, man. Take them dudes to jail and bitch slap them. But if it's just some little dickhead talking shit online, constantly, just block them. Nobody needs to go to jail. We don't need criminal charges. Just block them. And maybe Xbox could do something where you'll get warnings, and then if you keep doing it, you'll get banned for a little while. Something along those lines as punishment.
I've been listening to the Prank Call Nation podcast. There's a bunch of them that do these podcasts, and they do prank calls for 3 hours, just like us. They sit on Skype, and they just call people and prank call them. And some of the shit they say is nasty. Like they cross many lines, but it is hilarious. They'll get people in restaurants. They'll tell them that they're like the corporate manager, and they'll get them to shut down all their power in the store. Like, go to the box and start turning off the circuit breakers and shit. Like, it is hilarious, but I don't want to see criminal charges pressed against anything like that, because I need to keep listening to it. It's funny.
Yeah, these bullies, they're probably bullies because they've been bullied, and if not, they'll get what's coming to them eventually. What goes around does come around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's just something we're always going to have to deal with, and I've definitely noticed that when you're just super cool with people and friendly to people, most of the time you're going to get cool and friendly people on the other end. Every once in a while, you'll just have a bully and just leave, just go away. That's what I do.
That's probably why when you play games nowadays, a lot of people are muted. They just disconnect from that aspect of it.
Yeah, and people are just getting more and more weird. Everybody's so used to just being glued to their phones all day and just being separate from real life socialization, and that even goes with talking to people online like they used to. It's not, we don't live in the same world anymore. It's not like we're back in the day where you'd meet somebody playing Halo and you'd become friends with them. It's not the way it works anymore. The world's changing.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I became friends with you, man, playing Battlefield 4. So I mean,
yeah, that's true. But we were also both members of a Facebook group, and things. Yeah, you're right. Even since then, though, it's changed. But I still meet people playing Destiny. So it's there. It's just phasing out.
Okay, so thanks, Mark. Next question is from Ryan Gibson. I was playing Borderlands pre-sequel with Ryan for a little bit. It's pretty fun. What crazy glitches have you guys came across when gaming, or is it just me, or does the audio in The Witcher go all chappy for everyone? Will anyone be picking up the Portal table for Pinball FX2 next week? Have a great show, guys. Well, Ryan, I'll tell you what, I love the fact that you are using chappy. Because that's going to be the new thing for when shit goes wrong with Skype and online communications.
It is the politically correct term.
And I watched Chappie last weekend, and it was amazing.
Is it really?
It was amazing. If you know Diantwood, which is the group that's in there, the two main characters are from that really experimental South African like rap group. Like the movie is based on them. It's just a movie with this robot. It's really cool, man. I mean, there's random spray painted dicks on walls, weird shit, dude.
Really? That's not how I saw this movie. Bright
pink guns with blue like scopes and bright orange guns and really colorful shit. The girl wears knee pads for no reason, bright yellow knee pads. Like they're very artistic. And if you watch that movie, if you're into artistic things, you love it. I thought I'd just mention it.
Okay. Well, you had me at spray painted dicks on the walls. So,
dude, there's literally spray painted dicks on the walls. You're like, why is that there? You're like, just because they want to do it.
Yep.
But anyways, back to what we were talking about. Glitches, dude. There's a lot of glitches. There's some glitches in Witcher. Sometimes the voice audio just kind of drop out for a second, which is kind of weird. these games are getting too ambitious to not have glitches.
Yeah, and they always smooth out over time.
They do.
They have these testers, but they do have limited time. You know, they're being pushed to meet a deadline, and I'm sure they squash out many of these bugs, but there's always a few that eke by, and they always end up squashing them. Most of it. I mean, look, if you look at Battlefield, Battlefield 4 took like what, a year and a half before it finally started playing smoothly. So, and same thing happened with The Sims, I believe. And it's just, it's kind of a common thing nowadays. We kind of expect these games to release with bugs now and then to just be patched. So,
have you got that like jumping animation bug in Dragon Age where it looks like you're just kind of,
oh my God, yeah.
Like you're floating, and then you just
I'll
walk
be
around
talking to somebody. I'll press A to talk, and they'll just be like, just sitting there dancing. And I'll run outside. I'll still be dancing. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's funny because like we're so used to little bugs, like something like that. You're like, it'll pass. Like I'll just walk around for a little bit like this. But the games are having like bugs right now. It's just the game breaking bugs that are a bitch. Like when I played Rivals and I lost, multiple like progress of hours, those kind of glitches are not acceptable in my opinion.
Exactly. That's a big deal. If for instance I started playing The Witcher in a couple months and I lost a few hours of gameplay, I would probably never play it again. Like that is unacceptable to me. No way in hell.
Yeah. Those
I don't mind
those
running in
glitches.
place, but that's different.
For a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Any other glitches I could think of, man? Not glitch. I mean, I don't like things like screen tear. That bugs me more than a glitch.
Is it? You can literally see the tear going up and down the screen because I heard that because this. All right, the Xbox One version is not locked. The frame rate's unlocked. PS4 version is locked at 30 frames. The Xbox One version can jump anywhere from the high 40s all the way down to the low 20s. And I heard that can be pretty jarring whenever that is happening. And that, along with the scaling from 900 to 1080p, those two things combined can probably create some pretty interesting artifacts on your screen.
I would say that the scaling of resolution doesn't bother me. You might go to an area it's not as sharp, but it's usually when you're around a lot of trees or something. The resolution in The Witcher doesn't bother me at all, man. It's such a beautiful game, a well-made game that none of that even doesn't bother me right now at all. When you're moving around and in frame rate, like the frame rate, like when any game when I'm panning over and the frame rate's a little jumpy, it bugs my eyes to a point where I feel a little sick.
You know, I have a buddy like that. He cannot play any first-person shooters because every single one makes him motion sickness. If he, like, for instance, Killzone, he would literally take Dramamine and then play Killzone just so he didn't get motion sickness. Maybe you got a little bit of that going on. Maybe you have some inner ear imbalance or something. Do you feel like when you're walking, you may just fall over?
No. What it is once I'm concentrating on something, I tweak on that, dude, and my mind is like, here, let's see if it's still there. Let's see if it's still there. Let's see if it's still there. Like same thing with screen tear, man. Like I'm always like constantly looking for it once I know it's there.
Yeah, you're just OCD as hell, huh?
Yeah, exactly, man.
You went through several TVs, several computers. Yeah, you got it. I'm only saying this because I'm the same way, man. I completely understand.
I went through
really do.
computers in a month. Like I literally bought one, then upgraded to another one, and I said, "Why am I settling with an i5? I might as well just get the i7, dude." They didn't have the i7, so what I did was I ordered it at Best Buy, and then I went with my computer I have, and then I'd like, let me cancel that one, but I want to buy this one and trade it for that one. Like, my mind just runs.
Here's how bad I am, man. All right, picture this. It's 11 p.m. My wife and I are snuggling on the couch for just halfway through a movie. It's a great movie. Suddenly, I grab the remote, pause the movie, turn the lights on, grab my calibration disc, and I will literally sit there and calibrate my TV in the middle of the movie.
I do that.
It just looks not right to me, and it will drive her crazy. But dude, I'll do it.
I do it, man. I fuck with my settings on my TV every time I play a different game or watch a different movie.
Like I feel like I can get it to look better, but all I do is waste an hour, and then I don't pay attention to the movie because if I let it run while I'm trying to do it, like I've just realized that I've missed a half hour of a movie.
Yeah, suddenly your movie's not as good because you're not watching the movie anymore. You're watching TV.
I do that though too. I just stop. Like it's, oh dude, it's with the TV I have right now, it's not as bad. Like I've had TVs where, shit. Yeah, dude, it's bad. Or like I'll do the same thing with a phone. I'll start picking my phone up and looking at on Facebook, man. And then I'm like, oh shit, now I got to rewind this, and then. But yeah,
it's a struggle, man. It's a struggle.
It's a struggle. That's because I have ADHD and I'm pretty sure of it, and I never got treated for it.
Yeah. I just had, I spent an entire day one day just calibrating my TV, throwing as many types of media in there as possible, games, DVDs, Blu-rays, screen mirroring my PC. And I did everything, and I just tried to find a happy medium between all of them that was somewhat tolerable. And since then, I said, I'm just done. I'm never going into my TV settings again. And so that's what I've done. And and that has helped a lot, man. It's helped me actually play and enjoy games rather than just look at the game and look at my TV while I'm trying to play the game. It's so distracting.
It is, but the difference between one game to the next might be such a big difference that you're like, I feel like I have to do something. Or sometimes I'll convince myself that the TV's fucked up. Like, is my TV like getting bad? Like, because this looks worse than the last thing. Is it losing its quality? Like, I feel like TVs lose quality over time, which is probably not true, or it could be. I have no idea.
Exactly. It's like, when do we know if it's our TV or if it's our game or if it's our console that's acting up? I have this fear that my Xbox One is not as good as everyone else's Xbox Ones.
Yeah.
I feel like I got like a lemon in that every time I see an artifact or glitch in the game, it's just because my Xbox One in particular sucks compared to everyone else's. Yep. And I don't know if that's even a thing. Like, are some Xbox Ones better than others? Does some process a little more efficiently? I realize it's all the same, but what if mine has a little weld on the chip that's not welded properly and it's not quite as good, How are we ever to know these things?
I feel you, man. I totally feel you. I'm trying not to tweak on it. Now, the more I talk about it, the more I just want to go calibrate some shit.
And that is why I haven't bought a gaming PC yet, dude, because that takes that shit to a whole other level, man.
It does, man. Now you have to worry about graphics cards and power supplies and is this motherboard up better? Do I have to link two? Should I SLI or Crossfire these two graphics cards, and which ones are compatible, and will this fit in my case? Like I over the last 3 weeks, I've soaked in so much information off so many different websites that fuck, dude. Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna
moving on. Oh no, we're not moving on. He also says, what was he saying about Portal table on the Pinball FX2? I'm pretty sure Rob will get the Portal table, and actually, if Scott was on here, he probably would have got it too. He says he buys all the tables on Pinball FX.
For me, it'd just be like every other table where the ball just falls right in between my paddles.
Oh, but Portal though, is it gonna fall through? Like, is your ball gonna go?
You're right. The ball will teleport down in between my pedals. Like a little portal will open up right in the middle, and the ball will just come out of the portal and right down in between the two pedals.
Dude,
that's what would happen.
Okay, so let's go to Paul LePage. She says, should game reviews be updated after patches? For example, I've recently been enjoying Assassin's Creed Unity. Its scores mainly suffered due to the horrible state the game was in at launch, glitches, frame rate, long load times, and hold on, I gotta push the see more thing, and that stupid face bug. Oh man, there's a whole another paragraph. But now they managed to fix the biggest part of these bugs. Should reviewers change the score for their original review, or at least update it a bit?
Yeah. I mean, we were kind of touching on this earlier, but there is a line there. There's a line that needs to be drawn. Little bugs are acceptable, but when you have these big game-breaking bugs where people are diving off roofs and falling through the ground and this face bug, all this stuff, it's kind of a little too much. And I'm not sure the score should be changed. Honestly, I think they fucked up by releasing a game that was this broken, and they should have to live with the consequences. If they fix it, that's great, and it's up to them to get that out there that they fixed it, and to try and put a Band-Aid on that wound themselves rather than have the review scores changed. So that's what I think.
Yeah, it's kind of like you ship a shitty product, and man, you're gonna get the score it gets. I know. I think it's great that some companies wait for, like, Destiny and some multiplayer games to wait a little while to put a score on it. Like that's a good way to go about it. Usually, when I look at scores, I kind of look at the overall Metacritic rather than like here's the reviewers, because sometimes reviewers, they look at different games differently than like I like to look at just the general population, like the general like reviews. Yeah, it's more reliable.
That's what I do too. I always look at the user reviews rather than the professional in quotes reviews.
Or when you have like something like Mad Max and you see that the reviewers are giving it 98%, you're like, fuck, dude, it must be amazing, and it was. So
yeah, when both of those scores are high, that's when you know you got gold.
Yeah. Or you can just go into it like, so I don't understand when people go into things with super high expectations and are let down. I get hyped off of reviews. If there's a lot of reviews, I get hyped. I go in it with like, yeah, this is fucking awesome, and it usually is. But some people go in there with like this fucking mind-blowing thing, like it's going to be the very first Jurassic Park, like something has never experienced, like, and they go in and it's like, what? Oh, that was okay. Like, what?
Yeah, or the opposite, like this, fuck no way can it be that good. I refuse to like this. And then they don't. Like, yeah, knew it would suck. That totally sucked. It's like you didn't even have to watch it. You weren't gonna like it from the start.
I guess I just ride the hype train, man. If I'm hearing so much praise on it, I'll ride it. If it looks like something interesting to me.
Riding the hype train is fun. Yeah, it's fun to get excited about things. It's exciting to get excited about things. It's the little things in life, and to get excited about a movie, then you watch it and it's super great. That's one of those awesome moments,
Yep.
Why live in that negativity?
Yep. I get super like excited about shit easily, man. I'll come in and hype up something, but I like it. So if I'm getting really excited about it, man, take it. And if you don't,
kind of suck when you get super excited about like a game coming out, and then you go to work and all your gaming buddies, you're like, oh my god, did you guys see that trailer? Holy shit, that looks awesome. I cannot wait. Oh my god. And they're like, dude, yeah, it looks all right, I guess. Like it just blows up in your face, man.
Yeah. Or if you try to watch a trailer on your phone, you don't get the same experience if someone watches it like on a PC or other Xbox, and you watch it, you're like, I guess, man.
I guess, whatever.
I guess, like,
really?
Well, some people just like to be dicks. It just makes them feel better about themselves to like downplay what the experience you just had.
Either that, or maybe they're just jealous that you're so damn excited and that they're not, because being excited is great.
Jealousy's a bitch.
It's a positive emotion.
Yeah. I think I just get overexcited, man. I definitely have like a chemical imbalance.
We all, man. There is no balance, man. We're all just chemically different.
Yeah,
there definitely is no happy place.
Yeah. So let's go to the very last guy who left a message. It's always the last guy to leave messages, Mr. Matt Wipe. Can I get a mouse clap?
I don't even know if Matt likes us. I just feel like
he listens because he feels like he has to. Because now that I work with him, I can go, "Did you listen? Did you fucking listen, Matt?"
Yep.
He goes, yeah, I did. That was great. I was like,
yes, sir.
You guys talked about so much, I forgot already. Okay, so Matt Reich, baby, says, I like what Rob say. I like what Rob said about needing a PC gamer on the show, but I'd like to hear some more about some old school games and retro games. I know, blah, blah, blah. We don't need an old school, but Hook had it right when he started to focus on some kick-ass old games and was excited to talk about them. Don't tell me everyone is all about graphics. Where do you think these I can't read right now, I'm going cross-eyed. Where do you think games nowadays were inspired from? Yes, things look prettier and people want prettier
things look pretty, and people want prettier.
Prettier. That's a thing.
Prettier. And he agrees with that. He says, thanks, keep up the good work and all that. But
okay, that was Matt's question. Thanks for listening to the show. It's been fun. See you guys later.
I don't like retro games. To be honest with you, I don't like going back to the 80s playing Nintendo shit. It doesn't interest me. I'll go back 5 years and play a game, but older than that, man, I can't connect with it. I honestly, I'm sorry, man, I just can't connect with it.
Yeah, same here. I love old games too. Hell, right now I got my 360 on. I'm playing Gears of War, the original, and it's pretty damn cool. But as times change, we get more and more used. We become numb to certain visual effects, and we need more and more and more to retain that immersion. You know, maybe back in the day when we were kids, we could be immersed in Mario because that was the prettiest thing we had then. Well, now it's not like that. Now you go play Mario and you're like, what the fuck is this shit? I mean, it's still fun, but you can't be involved in it the same way you could before. You can't be emotionally attached to it the same way, at least me. And so, me, as far as pretty games go, bring it the fuck on. I want the prettiest damn game I can play. I love it. I love taking it all in. I love playing the old, the new. I love it all.
I like some older stuff. But the problem with older stuff and like the problem with like BioShock, the original, I tried to go back and play that a little bit, is the controls. The controls they feel like a struggle to overcome for me. Like, I would love to play BioShock, the original, man, but on the Xbox 360, the controls were very awkward. They just didn't feel like right. Now everybody's adapted to that Call of Duty like controller button setup. Basically, it's all Call of Duty. If it's a first person shooter.
Even Halo went the Call of Duty controls route. It just took, because those controls are so damn good. It took a while for games to kind of settle into what the perfect control scheme is. And I mean, some people still like the weird stuff like bumper jumper and that type of deal, but the vast majority have gotten real comfortable with this particular control scheme. Just because it just feels natural.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
feels right.
Exactly.
Feels good.
And like clicking your right stick in to aim to shoot is just stupid.
Oh, I hate that. Oh man. Yeah, Rainbow Six, man. If you go back and play Rainbow Six Vegas, you got to click that stick in. I'm always accidentally doing that. I'll get all frustrated and tense when I'm playing online or something, and I mean to shoot from the hip, but I accidentally scope in because I pressed down on my joystick, I'm gripping my controller, and then I just get blasted and die. I can't stand that.
Yeah, so for retro stuff, I like when they redo stuff. I did like playing Mario on the Wii U, which, by the way, I sold my Wii U. It's gone. Bye-bye, Wii U. No more Wii U for you guys. I'm not the Nintendo guy. Nobody on our show has a Nintendo, and I feel really bad about that. But there was nothing coming out that I'm interested in except for Zelda, and who knows when or what's happening with that. So I sold it. I got back what I put into it. I lost about $20, I think, so it seemed like a fair deal to me.
What about Mario Kart Fury Road?
I didn't watch that, but Mario Kart's awesome. Did you watch it? That trailer, that fake trailer thing?
No, I just read that news article about it.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, dude.
But I mean, shit. As far as old games go, yeah. I mean, lately I've been talking if you've been in our group, you've been following me, you've saw that I've stated I really love pretty graphics. Like I'm not a graphics whore because I still play it. I mean, like I just said, I'm playing Gears of War, and it's a pretty game for its time, and I can recognize that. But it's ugly compared to current games. But literally just yesterday, I downloaded a bunch of emulators on my phone, and I'm playing some Primal Rage on there. I got Super Mario 3, Battletoads. I got all these old games on there, and I sat there and play them for hours. I love playing those old games.
So, yeah, there we go, guys. And we said we're going to do like an hour and a half, and this turned into a normal length podcast. So,
as usual. Yeah.
Always happens, dude. It always happens once we get talking. But
thanks, everyone, for your questions, man. Keep them coming. Seriously.
Yeah, that was the most we had in 1 week, I think.
We love it.
But we still like some emails, which I'll probably overlook and not play them. But we like some voicemails. That would be awesome. So anything else you want to talk about, Brink, or we'll just wrap it up?
I think we're good, man. We covered a lot of topics this week.
Yeah, this is a cool show, man. Wingman and Scott Clark, and then we had Rob around to talk about Witcher, and then it's just us two. It's kind of weird when there's only two people because you can actually get a lot of cross, and you could say a lot of shit. Like you can actually talk.
Yeah, true. And then I mean, when it's just me and you left, and we're both like slightly psychotic, it can get a little crazy. But that's good. That's good times.
I did that one show, just me and Jesus, and we talked a lot. It was pretty cool because you could just rapidly talk between the two people without too much crosstalk.
Mm-hmm. Instead of sitting there waiting and then you forget what you wanted to say.
Yeah. So that was Horrible Gamers Podcast, episode 54. Rah. So join our Facebook group, guys. Facebook.com/groups/Horrible Gamers. Leave us a voicemail, 504-475-4497. That is 504-475-4497. Or drop us an email at horriblegamerspodcast@gmail.com, or find our YouTube channel and subscribe to it. Do whatever you do there. And also find us on Twitter. We are at Horrible Gamers. That is at Horrible Gamers. At Horrible Gamers, you may subscribe to us and follow us. Thank you.
Yeah, and speaking of YouTube, you know, if you guys in our group have some cool videos or something you want people to see, share them with us, man. We'll put that on our YouTube channel. You know, there's only a couple of us who are putting videos up, and it's been a little slow lately. Me, for instance, I've been playing some older games that aren't exactly that interesting anymore. But yeah, if you have some cool new gameplay clips or anything like that, just share them to our group. I personally love watching them. You know, it gets me excited to play games and stuff. So yeah, submit them to us.
And I am Sean. You can find me on whatever, as they call me. I am on all platforms, not Nintendo anymore. I'm really sorry about that, guys. But I have a Steam account. I have a, I think, Origin account. And I got Xbox, PS4, all that good stuff, man. You guys find me on there. Follow me. I'll follow you back. We can be friends.
Yeah, I'm Brink of Eternity. It's spelled the way it sounds. Add me on Xbox if you haven't. I'm down to play whatever. You know, if I'm in the middle of something, you shoot me a game invite for something else, I'll probably leave and come play with you. So that's it.
Yes. Thank you very much. All
right. Count Chocula.
1 cookie. 2 cookies. Near, far.
Now's the part where we say, Brink, drop the bass line.
Drop the bass line. Horrible if we know it.